That is the wrong button. That is the right button. Hello, everyone. Hello, Celeste. I can see Ash and I can see the timed out Liam in the chat.
Hello, everyone.
So, yeah. Last session, you guys were contacted by Xerxes. This was during some player mediation between different pressure points, we'll say, of Vian, Evan, some paper, etc., etc. But Xerxes had made a request of the party to travel southward, investigate a portal that is slowly stretching and opening in the southeast of where you guys are, next to Skorgenheim, in the mountain ranges. This was in trade for Joseph doing the job of mediating and contacting the numbers, as you've named them, due to the not unwillingness, but self-enforced inability because of Cass and other bits and bobs.
More like Cass enforced it issue because of Cass.
Pretty much. But, you know, it's a hard one to explain without making it sound incorrect or harsh, but we do what we can. And you guys teleported to the city of Skorgenheim, inquired with the local hunters there, as some of them had been going missing and not returned since. To the mountain ranges you went. You heard during your rest outside of the mountains themselves in the Alden Forest. You travelled up, found a cave with a corpse inside, and wanting to inspect and probably try and understand what is coming out of this portal, you encountered some babies. So, tadpoles, in fact. Which were very quickly dispatched, but in doing so brought the attention of the birthers of these tadpoles. And I will take you to the screen where we left you guys, as the cave at the bottom, you guys can see, as bursting through the entrance was a 4 red slad. Well,
I thought there was only 2.
no. I was speaking with Ash about this. I couldn't remember if I said it, but in my head, I don't remember. I either said 4 or I didn't say a number. But in my head and on paper, it was 4.
Nope, you said 4.
Okay.
I couldn't remember if I actually said it or not, but that's on me. And I think if I pull this up and clear this before you all start rolling, because these come charging in almost immediately and are extremely hostile given where you are and what you guys have done. In and around that corpse at the bottom, I will allow you to reposition and position yourselves where you want to be, or were, sorry.
So we had them attacking and dealing with them, but we had heard this lot approaching, so the frontliners had a chance to step up.
And Liam, obviously, you've got 6 rounds of Moonbeam left, which is, I would say you probably moved it off the corpse so people could quickly investigate.
Yeah, I'll just stay over here for safety.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you try not put it on anybody that's currently moving about?
Why? Thank you. I was wondering why.
Yeah, I just noticed it. I didn't realise that was what you were getting at.
Rihanna, were you really so close? This creature attacking?
She was as far away from the corpse as she could get because it smelled foul and rank in there, remember?
Okay, so would have popped around at that point.
Just gonna mark these up just so.
Like, she could be a step closer if we heard them coming. I just didn't remember how much. I didn't remember how much warning we had.
You had about, I would say, a round to reposition.
Okay, then yeah, Vian would have fallen back at that point. I just...
looking over the corpse, you could hear the wet slopping foot stomps, and as you all turned around to quickly look, you saw the shadows and them crawling under and standing up and filling the space.
Yeah, player perspective, not character perspective. I remembered I was by the cave mouth, and then I remembered we were in combat, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, so can I get an initiative from everybody?
I'd pull my trident out.
Tridents, okay. You still can use your bow. You don't have to be hidden.
Oh, come on.
There's enough range for.
Plus, don't forget bonus action aim, and you still get advantage if you wish. You don't have to hide for it. But I'm not saying you have to use your bow. I'm just saying don't feel like you can't because you're in a confined space.
That's cool. Trident.
Okay.
I've got reach. I can stay a little bit out of distance anyway.
Yeah. Got reach with what?
Trident.
Trident.
A bit more
Trident.
range, isn't it?
Trident as a ranged attack, it doesn't have reach.
Darn it. Well, never mind.
And something got a crit.
Yeah, the slot.
Yay.
So Vian, Persephone, Grace, Elzara. Yeah, everyone is there, going from top to bottom. Persephone. You were the quickest to react as you see these 4 large figures start filling the space, and you can see. It's amphibian, isn't it, for frog? Yeah, amphibian. You see their large amphibian forms with these long, extended, putrid black claws and slimy, sloppy skin, as their teeth bare and of clearly angry and aggressive. What do you do?
I'll pull my, as I said, I'll pull my trident in it, and I'll go to here, and I'll attack said one.
Okay, roll to hit, please.
Oh no.
Here's your phone getting all up close and personal. Okay.
Yep.
16 does hit. And I'm assuming you were doing it two-handedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I would say, Liam, you would be able to hit it, and I would say you'd probably use it like a quarterstaff. So it'd be, it's Dex plus proficiency for quarterstaff, and then it'd be a D8.
But they'll be at the close range, not the 15-foot.
No, yeah, that's right. Because the actual tentacle slashing and stuff is an action to do.
I need to double check the things I can do.
Is that all you're doing, Persephone?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Actually, no, I can disengage. Look,
Bonus action disengage, yeah, if you want to.
yeah, I'll take a. Remember, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, so I'm going to pull back 5 feet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Slot. Well, we're going to start with the top right, as it is going to charge 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there, and is going to, as they all while they're attacking you, they're almost trying to get into specific positions for whatever reason, as this one will take all 3 of its attacks against our resident Boomy Boy.
God damn it.
Don't you God damn it. Sorry, I'm just quickly pulling up my advanced roller, because it was the one thing I didn't do. So that is going to be a +6 to hit, as it takes a swipe with one of its claws. 25 does hit. And you take 8 points of slashing damage from it. And can I get you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yeah. 8 damage, like.
8 piercing, yeah. No, slashing, sorry. But it doesn't matter.
And a con save.
Okay. And as the slice rocks you, and just as you... Unfortunately, Slice, I don't have a roll function. As you get knocked to one side, it does like a downward slash to try and knock you further into that offsettedness. 11 I don't think hits.
Nope.
And then as you try and steady yourself, it's going to grab one of your arms and try and pull it into its mouth and bite down on you with an 11 that also doesn't hit. So yeah, as this one is now engrossed with Boomer, this green one is going to go 5, 10, 15, as it does like a slight arced run to kind of barrel into you guys, more like a you guys are the pins and it's the bowling ball, as it's going to take one slice against Hailer first, 13, second slice against Evan, 9, and it's going to make, actually, it's going to lurch over you, Evan, and try and bite at Vian. Because it has 5-foot reach.
5-foot reach means... No, 5-foot reach means the next... You can
Oh, shit, yeah. I'm dumb. I am dumb, yes.
I think it's because weapons only have the reach keyword if they can reach far.
That's what confused the shit out of me, yeah. It's going to bite Evan, then fuck it, because you just being a smartass. 15? It still misses.
The funny part is Evan and Vian have the same AC.
Do they? Fuck.
Yeah.
This one is going to move forward, and it's going to try and, like, start corralling you, Persephone, to the wall, with its first bite being a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
So the bite attack, yep, which is 8 points of piercing damage. And then, as it's biting you and its teeth are ripping and pulling, it's going to just like rake across your gut for an 18 to hit.
Yeah.
For a further 10 points of slashing damage. And can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Constitution, you said?
Yes, please. Okay. And as it's doing that, it's then gonna like it's slashed with its left claw, and then it like almost thrusts the claws on its right hand into the wound that it made and attempts to rend at you with a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
For another 7 points of slashing damage, and I'm gonna ask you to repeat that con save, please. Okay. So as now you're kind of like using the trident, kind of holding it up and trying these claws like shinking off the metal, and it's like creating like small sparks almost, where some of the flint and things from the smithy, because you haven't used this weapon too much, is still like laden on the weapon. It's creating like these sparks as it's streaking. This other one here is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here. And it's gonna make all of its attacks against Greytail, actually. So the first claw is a 24.
I would like my reaction to
Sentinel.
hit it.
Yes. Let me roll the damage for this, and you can do that. 4 points of slashing damage, and can I get a con save from Greytail?
Oh, Marvin came back. Sorry, Greg. No.
Okay, no, I'm not going to do severity.
How much damage, sorry?
4.
What's your Marvin doing for?
It's D8 plus 3, unfortunately. So yeah, Hailro, if you want to make your attack, and then it's going to continue the rest of his. 21 hits. Oh yeah, that hits.
Let me just double check I haven't got multiple things clicked. Have I got everything unclicked that things been clicked? Yes, I do.
Nice.
Yeah,
So yeah, you just rend the blade down its side as it's like its left arm's reached down, it's clawing at Greytail. You kind of just slash down with the long sword on the forearm as it recoils back, just like as it will then swing its right claw at you, Hailra, for its second attack. 15, I'm pretty damn sure doesn't hit.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's gonna you hit.
I might not. Yeah.
You hit it. You hit it. So it's gonna bite you. 8. As it wasn't expecting the attack from the side when it was in the middle of its flailing attacks. It then turns its attention, does 2 more against you, and it was just not prepared and it was just not set and ready. As these creatures have all moved in, and given their size, immediately encompassed you all. Vian, you and Deer are the only ones yet to actually see these things up close. What are you doing?
Vian is going to go full support mode, squeak in here just in the pile of all the melee, and drop a big heroism at level 3, so she can hit Greytail, Hailra, and Evan with heroism.
Nice.
Ooh.
What does that do?
We can't be frightened, and we get +5 temp, is it?
+5 temp at the start of your turn. Every round.
Soft.
Okay.
Protect the heck out of her concentration, please. And then she's gonna follow that up with a Bardic Inspiration into Hailra.
Ooh, thank you.
And she's just gonna try and, like, nestle herself into the pile of people.
The melee pile.
And is that your entire turn?
It's about to be, and then she remembers she should at least pretend to exist as a combatant and pulls out her very gaudy pink sword.
Ah, yeah, the pink floral sword that, like, starts spouting anime bullshit every time, like, you swing it, because it's like, you know, one of them swords when you swing and it makes noises. It's like,
it's got, like, her name and, like, elaborate.
Yeah. Like, as you swing it, it goes, Kyun, Kyun. It's so stupid like that.
It's a lightsaber.
Yeah, pretty much.
It makes the noises like it works.
It's a cute lightsaber.
Yeah. Pune, pune, Kyun. Shit like that. Greytail.
Well, technically, if she has the opportunity attack, she can. Okay, it's not going to be a slap at least.
Wow.
And if she crits, it like does a little light dance and goes da 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 da.
But like one of them things that you get when you go to
Like a level up.
yeah, like a glow sticky kind of effect.
Yeah, like carnival glow sticks.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yes, well, I was gonna run over there, however there's a big frog in the way.
And it's angry.
This thing, this yellow square...
That's Moonbeam, yes.
I'll go into the square. Do not go into the square.
You don't need to tell Matt about not going into Moonbeam.
Yeah, no, you are literally stuck between Slard, Moonbeam, and Friends. The only way is backwards, which you are very used to doing.
I was going to shout at Persephone, however, Big Frog is in the way. So,
You can still shout at Persephone.
punch. Oh, fuck it, punch.
Oh, okay, punch. Well, that punch is pretty shitty, unfortunately. As you just watch the it almost looks like whale blubber, the way the skin and is leathery and reacts, and as you punch it, you kind of watch the ripples just go around this creature.
Okay. Punch to the jaw.
Oh,
Shit.
This is where you punched one of the teeth. Let me see. I've got to see how bad this is. Okay.
Roll a 2, then a... Hang on. Yeah, 2 and a 1. You got a 1 for your con save.
I'm gonna do this at half damage, but essentially it's gonna get half damage bite damage against you because you've just punched it on its fucking
Oh,
tough.
so my fist is hitting its teeth. Okay.
You
Yeah.
tried to punch it in the face and
So-
you were slightly too low.
So I'm gonna roll
Make it
damage.
up with
I'm gonna roll damage as if it hit you with a bite attack, but then halve it. So that's 5 points of piercing damage. As you go to punch the jaw, it kind of turns to you, and one of its prominent forefangs, you've literally just... Yeah, I said it. I fucked up because I actually touched my own mouth and then it fucked me up. You've punched up, and you feel one of the fangs go under the fur and kind of down a couple inches and leaves this horrible lump, and you pull it out, and you
Well,
go...
at least bounced off the temp HP.
Yeah, actually, no, that's a good point.
That's true. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Still probably
literally
hurts
written
like a
on.
bitch, but
Oh no, it hurts like a son of a bitch, but he hasn't took any damage. Is that all you're doing now? You've learnt not to go for the jaw. Punching them in the blubbery bits doesn't work either, so where's the next point of attack?
Hey, here's an idea. Why don't you hit it really, really hard?
Yes.
no, you have to strike it truly. And you are a wizard.
Strike. I will. Because I'm just because. Flurry of blows.
Okay.
Bam. Bolt save.
Get a new D20.
Hey!
Get a new D20.
That shouldn't be a 4.
What we need.
Should be a 6, rather.
That should be a
I know
6.
my shit is
But
set up properly.
that's still 15 points of damage. That's pretty well
Can
done.
it make a dexterity saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw, but of
Are we trying to make
course.
him go pro?
15?
Passes.
Dude, you need to get that up. You need to get your DC up.
I have got my DC up. That's
Yeah, I was gonna say last level did he?
14 is where it is. It was even shitter before.
So-
yes.
Again,
Still up.
you strike it right in the blubber, and like you kind of hear the words of this really wise wizard. You need to hit it with a true strike, and
Oh god.
you hear this echo ringing in your head as you flip the claws out, as you punch, and you do, rather than do like a close-fisted punch, you do like an open palm strike with the claws out in a vague direction, and you kind of like pinprick it in like 5 different places where all the claws hit, and then you kind of twist as you hit, and just kind of create this slash across the abdomen. Open palm's the way to go. But is that all you're doing?
I would move, but however, Vian's there, and I feel like I should be backing her up. So I stay where I am.
Okay.
The charm powers are working.
I did not mean to click roll.
So like, from Vian's point of view, I go to run, see she's there, and go, oh shit, I really need to be in between her and this. And I stay where I am.
Yeah.
She's protecting you in return.
I like the idea of you turn, you take you have your foot out in front of you, realise what's going on, and just spin back to where you were. And drop back into the thing.
He has memories of the shopping bag mimic that Vian commanded, and realizes, yeah, I don't want to piss her off anymore. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight.
I'm fairly sure she's squishier than I am.
You're gonna fight.
don't know if
Look,
that's true or
look.
not.
You're gonna fight for your right not to get drowned later. But as your turn, as your turn comes to an end, Boomer, tearing over you by about at least 5 feet, maybe more. This creature is lurching at you and swinging with every might. Only hitting you with 1 strike so far. How are you gonna react?
That. He looks up a lot. What? He's gonna summon the yeah. He's gonna, as an action, summon the cannon.
As is tradition with our resident crazed alchemist.
Didn't you have the cannon up before helping fire on the tadpoles?
No, he didn't.
You playing for it? No, they were moonbeams, weren't they?
Yeah, he went to and then said he was going to wait until the end, and given how other people's turns went, he rescinded that intention.
Yeah.
He went to, you're right, but then given how it played out, he felt like it wasn't needed and rescinded it.
That's it. Okay, I'm gonna use the Force Ballista because
Go for it.
I'm afraid it was gonna cause some damage.
Go for it,
Bloody
pet.
something.
Use your Force Ballista. Well, it's a piece of shit, innit? Because that failed.
Doesn't it always miss the first attack?
Pretty much.
It always
I think, yeah, I don't think it's ever hit on its first time it's been summoned. It never does. So, unfortunately, again, as it hits the floor, it tries to fire way too early when it's still, like, setting its feet. And the blast just arcs, just across the roof, and, like, some shale and stuff just falls.
How long does the cannon last?
An hour.
An hour. So before the fight, like a minute or so before we ever get into a fight, we need to summon the cannon first, then fire it.
give it a fucking moment.
I feel like he's just so eager, like he summoned it, as it's falling, it's already firing and bouncing.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, the cannon wakes up, goes, oh shit, I'm in a fight, boom. It's like, doesn't know where it's looking.
To be honest, that's basically all it's ever summoned for. It's just, oh shit, a fight.
Pretty much. Boomer, you've summoned your ballista. It has failed you once again, on the first attempt at least. It's pretty good overall. What are you doing with the rest of your turn, my boy?
Nothing, because there's nothing I can do.
Okay.
Both my actions, and I don't want to move without this thing triggering an opportunity attack.
So you'd rather stay there and trigger 3 attacks.
As
Gotcha.
long as you're adjacent to it, you can at least move around outside, like if you wanna.
Good point. Okay, I'm going to move that direction then.
Okay. It will take an attack of opportunity against you. As it's going to slash at you with its claw for 21 to hit.
Yep.
You take 10 points of slashing damage and that ever so tasty constitution saving throw. Okay, good to know.
Nice.
So, as you take a step back, it just slashes down your back and it's just, you fucker.
And then I'm going to put the cannon there in the way.
Nice.
No, I'll put it there actually, instead.
Hera. You're in a very tight position right now. You got 2 of them, left and right.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm okay. Helra is going to the one that's like freaking out and attacking her because she attacked.
Yeah, the
and
red
she
one.
just swaps, you know, yeah, Grey Tail. Unfortunately, because maybe it's the rocks here; they're not stable enough or something. Yeah, I would like to cast Hex on the red guy.
Okay,
The red
that's
guy.
charisma saving throw?
No, it's not.
No,
It's
it-
No,
not.
it happens.
Oh, I thought it was a save.
Nope, charisma is
No.
just Hex is on, take a stat.
I think Danny's thinking of
I'm
Bane.
yes, I'm thinking Bane where it's the D4 negative.
So essentially, Hex, the stat is Strength. You will now have disadvantage on any Strength checks. So, athletics or whatever. And then I'm going to hit it with my sword twice, please.
Please, go for it.
Attack.
Oh,
Does a 21 hit?
yeah, a 21 hits.
Take 16 points of damage, 12 slashing and 4 necrotic. And second attack. 19 to hit.
Does hit.
That is another 13 points of damage, 8 slashing, 5 necrotic.
That is very impressive as it takes that damage very well as you leave like a Zorro-esque H on its gut as you just 2 slashes to match with the lateral one that you made, and you've now made a H on its gut stomach.
Kill it, Hale, get it.
Get it! Yeah.
It looks pretty wounded.
As a free action, I'll just grin. This is what I was made for.
Free action to grin. Gotcha. But after you finish your grin action, are you doing anything else?
No, I'm staying where I am.
Good to know, good to know. Dear, we have seen on multiple occasions that you have declared of a plan that is available. The plan is as follows.
Boom removed from our plans now and going to work as well.
So we have now since found out that Deer is incapable of compromise and or changing situations.
No.
So what are you doing instead?
I've got a backup plan that might
Oh,
work.
interesting. Okay.
It depends what happens here, so 5, 10. I'm going to use my tentacle rod. I'm going to tentacle than this guy to start with.
Okay.
So, first attack. 17.
17 does hit.
I'll just roll all 3 attacks. And
Yeah.
I really need to roll
Do it.
25. And a 28.
All 3 hit.
Andy.
Nice.
Can be 3d damage.
Not bad.
13 damage.
13
Is he still
points.
alive?
Yes.
Okay.
When I said it was wounded, it was as in it entered bloody.
So, yeah, okay. So, Moonbeam will then...
Does it not need to do something else now that it's been hit with all 3 attacks in one go?
Yes, it does. You need to do a saving throw.
And that saving throw is...
Let me check, because I cannot remember now.
Constitution of some kind.
It's dexterity.
Dexterity.
Oh no, no, it isn't. No, Constitution Michael was right.
Are you sure?
Yep, it's disadvantage on dex if he fails. One of the things.
9.
You need to get a 15 to fail. So now, if speed is half, he has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. He cannot use the action for 1 minute. Moreover, on each return, it can either take an action or a bonus action and not go.
Damn.
At the end of its turn, it can repeat the saving throw, the effect on itself, the ending if it basically saves.
Yes. As all the tentacles have just lashed around and I'm grabbing like different limbs and parts of the body and I'm just restricting its movement enough, but not entirely.
So to finish my movement, I will move to here.
Okie dokie. Eventine. You are face to face with a big ugly beast.
And another one that's probably going to come charging in on the side any moment.
Yeah, probably,
And you've got 5 temporary hit points.
And I've got 5 temporary hit points.
and a hot plate.
Oh, I've got a knife. Some tentacles.
I had them all out. I am going to use... I'm going to attack them all against the guy that tried to take a bite at me the first time.
Green boy, yeah.
Yep.
Impressive, and that will hit, and that will do 15 points of damage as you just kind of take a swing at it and just hit it with a loud thunk and a thud as it like stumbles for a second as it just wasn't quite expecting as heavy as a hit.
Yeah, I hit it pretty much the exact same place like the one that Greytail hit, where it was just the blubber attack.
Yeah, but it hit with such heavy, like it's got so much weight and oomph behind it that it's just like knocked it, like as it went to tense up and like just absorb the blow, you've kind of like stumbled it a little bit because it just wasn't expecting that weight and thrust.
Second strike.
As it does the same again, not quite as much damage as it was expecting it this time.
I need to re-roll those.
Yeah.
Ones and twos.
All the ones and twos, roll.
I'll just have to re-click the attack, so... Oh, great. So, I can't re-roll the one again, so we can just 8.
Not bad. It's still not as much as you expect, just for the simple fact that it knew what it was getting into this time, and it was able to hold itself, but you still did some good damage. Is that you done? As you stand your ground and swing for the fences. Or the cave.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll stay there.
Beautiful. Going back to the top of the turn, I need to roll d20. Cool. Persephone. It is on you.
I'm going to attack my Tridon.
Go for it.
I'll miss. And I'm going to disengage.
That is a miss, yeah, unfortunately. And you
Oh,
disengage.
10, 15, 20, 25 to 30 to there.
Hello. Goodbye.
The leg it.
You turned around and boom.
And-
Boom, sorry.
And I'll headbutt them there.
You used the two cats as a shield.
And as the slods start their turn, you notice the red and the green dotted ones, the ones that have taken some damage. The green, you hear the cracking as some bones start reforming and going back to where they should be, and you see some of the wounds close up slightly on the red one as they regain some of their wounds back.
But the red one doesn't do a saving throw for me now.
And
Moonbeam.
that's Constitution with advantage. Natural 20, 23.
That's passes.
It's gonna be fun.
So that's going to be 2d10 half.
Nice.
It's 2d10. It's been a while since I've Moonbeam now.
Oh, that's unlucky.
2 damage.
That's unfortunate, Liam. That is unfortunate.
It's still a bit of damage.
No, it's still damage. It's still damage. It's still got half movement. It's still restrained to a point. You know, you've done good. You've done good.
Yeah.
As it's going to slash at you, dear, with one of its claws first at disadvantage because of Heora's Bane.
No. The hex has nothing to do with that.
Oh no, she was. Oh no, it's checks. Oh, it's a checks and saves, isn't it?
No, it's just checks, not even saves.
So,
Never
for
mind.
example, if I was to grapple you and you use
I thought it was all strength-based stuff. That's fine.
Nope.
But does a 24 hit you, dear?
It does, yeah.
As you, dear, take 8 points of slashing damage, and I need a con save from you.
Oh, the 8 damage.
8, yeah. It's plus 3.
Yeah. So, because of my Warcaster feat, I get advantage on this now.
That's your concentration checks. This is not for that.
Well, he'll still need
Oh,
That'll come in a second.
unrelated.
I thought that was sorry.
No, you're right, just not for this save. Good to know. Now I need a concentration check with advantage, because Warcaster. Good call on remembering it, just wrong check. Moonbeam fails. That is unlucky.
What an unfortunate moonbeam.
Yeah, it really burnt like a star, like quick and out. Just glad it didn't explode.
Crit save against it, near minimal damage, and then failed.
And you know what? Considering that it seemed to do some good, and hitting you stopped the burn and the pain, it thinks that doing that is going to do more good, so it's going to strike at you again, rather than split it like it was going to. It's going to another claw for 11 to hit, which doesn't hit, and then its bite attack, 11. The red one is now convinced that every time he hits you, something good's going to happen. Like the burning stopped, but unfortunately he couldn't hit you again to find out what would happen next. Unfortunate. But that is the end of that boy's turn, which he now needs to make a dexterity check, was it, for the tentacle rod, Liam?
Constitution.
Constitution.
Can't save again, it has disadvantage on dexterity related
That's
things,
what it is. Yeah, so 10 is still a fail, so it is still ensnared and issued by the tentacle. But leaving the space now, blue is going to go 5, 10, 15, and it's going to make 3 attacks against you, considering it can't reach anyone else. So claw, 19.
Yeah.
As you take 4 points of slashing damage, and I need a con save, please. Okay, good to know. And as it rends, it's going to then take a bite. 15? That
That misses.
misses. I've got you down as AC 14.
I've got my shield now with
Ah.
my Warcaster.
Of course.
That's
So,
not a point two.
okay, good. The claw, the 23. So the other claw, for 8 points of slashing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
9.
Good to know. I'm going to do green next, as Hailra, you're the... No, actually, no. Evan... I was going to say, it was going to help its red friend out, but Evan hurt it. So it's going to attack both of you. So it's going to do 1 claw against Hailra. For a 16.
Me.
Evan, you're going to get another claw for 21 to hit.
I'll hit.
As you, my friend, take 7 points of slashing damage, and can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Certainly. Saving throw.
I'm also going to, as a reaction,
Good to know.
use the-
Yes, fair. So as it hits you, you kind of reflexively flinch back, and then as it strikes out at Evan, you take that opportunity to just swing the blade with the momentum as you put your foot back and take a slash at it. Roll a hit.
14.
Cough, cheerleader
Use
noises.
my
Cough.
wait. I'm using my inspiration.
Okay.
Is that a D8 now?
Fucking hell, that was... Okay.
What rules is written?
No.
Before you declare.
That is fair. A 20 will
Yeah,
hit.
sorry, I kind of went a bit.
No, that's
No,
fine.
don't
That's
do
fine. No, that's fine. A 20 will hit. For 9
9
points of slashing damage.
And I have taken off hex because that one's not hex, it's green boy.
No, it was red. But as it was going to bite at Evan, it's now going to bite you because they're very reactionary. 18?
Misses.
Fucking hell, man. And you know what?
Dude,
Yeah, Orange Boy's going to notice these two are tough here in Evan and Hailra, and he's going to go and get to the nougat of the party here as it's going to charge Vian,
Oh no.
and it's going to take a bite attack for a 10.
Dances out of the way.
Lash attack for a 9. Getting really, really angry.
It's just convinced that her dress is part of her body and it's attacking at her skirt.
Yeah,
the fact that it's like a giant hoop skirt.
Yeah, he's attacking the floof, which is just doing nothing. But then it's going to try and aim for, like, the upper torso because attacking the legs and stuff just isn't working. Right. Right. I'm going to roll severity.
It should have gone for me. It would have had advantage on all the attacks, but no.
No, what it is.
flanking.
No, what it is. It technically would, but it's too late, Rose.
Yeah.
It should have had advantage because of red, but it's too late. I'm going to believe it as.
No, not red. Should have attacking me. It would have green gives it advantage.
Oh no! If no, its plan was to bite, slash, and then 1 slash on Evan, but it was getting pissed off that it couldn't hit Vian, and it focused. But what's going to happen actually is as Hailra gets knocked back from deflecting the blow from the slod, she quite heavily bumps into Vian, and Vian, you go to fall. And the reason why you don't fall is because you fall into the orange slod and basically create a domino effect where it gets knocked off its feet as it's lunging for you and gets knocked prone. And that bump hitting the slod and transferring that momentum keeps you on your feet, and then the slod that was kind of half leaning into it just goes on its arse. And Hailra goes to look around because she knew that was a heavy hit and you would have most likely have been on the floor, and as she looks around, you're kind of just gaining your balance again and you're okay. You're okay. Speaking of, it's your turn.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep track. Tempe Phoenix card. How many players are currently bleeding, like, have suffered real wounds?
I have 2 HP. I've lost 2 HP total.
Yeah, okay, so Evan's fine. Persephone's taken a lot. Deer's taken a lot, I think.
I have.
Boom has taken a little bit as well.
I have taken 0.
Fuck you, Hash.
I'm on 44 out of 69.
Nice.
Okay, so I can hold off on popping people up then.
I just love that chain ripple.
I'm fine. For a bit.
In-
It took me this long since the level up to realise Carl's HP.
Not allowed to level up anymore. You gotta stay there.
No.
Yeah, Carl is banned from leveling up.
okay,
But then again,
these
his max HP will be that number, so he can never lose HP either.
Yeah, so it's got to be 69, 69. Or, yeah, it's true.
Okay, these things do not seem that bright if it was dumb enough to be attacking my dress.
No,
so-
they are. Given their tactics and the way they are extremely reactionary, I would say for everybody, it is very clear that they aren't very smart. They are very
Greytail's
animalistic.
Greytail's trying to trip this one up. I'm gonna help with that then.
It's a help action
Made this one. No.
Okay.
Made this one make me a saving throw
of a dexterity kind. Oh,
of the intelligence kind.
ooh,
It's gonna be
ooh,
2d6 because we're past the threshold, but
6.
that's just gonna be have some psychic damage then, and have a penalty on your next saving throw.
Oh wait, hang on. No, it does have advantage. My bad. Hang on. It doesn't make a difference. So that is 3 points of brain hurty damage.
Yeah. And then bonus action. Let's put a Bardic Inspiration into Greytail to help follow up that attack, since Tailworm was fine with her hitting.
Yeah, as it reaches up and starts clutching it with its left claw, the side of its head as it starts hurting, you inspire Greytail by doing.
I don't entirely know on that one.
Just fucking hit it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Helra leans over and says that she's like, yeah, that one's good. Hit them, Greytail.
Yeah, almost psychically. You didn't say any of them out loud, but then as you read that one in your own mental thoughts, Hera goes, yeah, that one. You don't realise it wasn't even at you, it was like at Evan trying to be like, yeah, hit that one. But like it rung true in your head and you just say it.
But your bard dice.
D8.
It's a
Now
D8.
bad, now bad. And as this renewed vigour of inspiration hits you, Greytail, it is actually your turn.
Hey.
Which also gives you 5 temp HP.
What, you've got another.
Heroism still rolling, I didn't lose concentration.
It pops
I've
up
taken
every.
some from that 5 HP.
That's
How tall? Go on.
You get set back to 5
Yeah,
temp
you get
HP.
set back to 5 each time.
Oh, okay.
Start of your turn,
better.
you go back up to 5 temp.
Oh, lovely. Okay. How tall are these things?
About 7-8 foot, I guess.
Okay.
They're chunky.
So I will.
These things practically
I'm go-
had to crawl to get under, the 5 foot-ish tall stone.
Yeah, I'm picking whether I go over or under. So I'm going to put a foot on one of the Red's knee and uppercut into his face.
Nice.
Perfect.
So you're going to do a Shoryuken. Go for it.
Punch.
A 16 will hit.
Nice. I then flip over her back and punch her in the back of the head.
Okay.
Like a haymaker on the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so I'd imagine as he lifts up, he kind of uppercuts with the left, pushes on the shoulder with the right, and then does like this
Yeah.
somersault-esque leap. Lay the elbow in with the right arm as you're going down and round, still holding on, and you hit with another 10 damage.
Do I need to make an acrobatics?
No, I will allow it as a little bit of a free thing because I like it.
Cool. And then flurry of blows, punch in the kidneys. in the
Yep,
back.
soft supple kidneys do not like being hit, so roll that.
This is the slab that comes from the road.
Punch.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Dexterity.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Right there.
Because as you... So you've kicked up off its knee as it's kind of half squatting and uppercutted it. You've placed your hand and kind of lifted and span around and elbowed it right in the base of the neck, back of the skull, wherever you think it may be, because you can't quite tell. As you land, you just swipe and punch at the kidney area as it falls forward and just hits the floor with the loud, sickening squelch thud. And twitches. Yeah, you fucking done it in.
Do I get my key point back?
Does it say you do?
Well, you can still move and do your fourth punch.
Well,
You called your
I
flurry.
wouldn't
You.
have used the key point if it was already dead.
Well, yeah, but it was that third attack that did it, which was part of your flurry of blows.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was checking. Yeah.
You can
So
still
there's
move,
that.
and
Yep.
technically, with whatever movement you've got left, because you've used 10 foot of movement to get there, you could then, in theory, move and use the fourth attack with advantage now.
Attack on blue then.
With advantage.
Okay, cool.
Very good. That was a pretty nice visual. And a 20 will hit for 8.
And what kind of save is it making?
Dex again. Or be prone.
Yep. I got you. 4.
Right.
That's
As now 3 of 4 slots are on the floor, but 2 are not the permanent kind. Nice. But yeah, can you get why I said I'll stop you there? Because I didn't want you to waste the fourth attack when you would very clearly see it done. You know what I mean? Because then you could do exactly that.
You got its kidney in your hand, and you're like, do I punch it again?
Yeah. Which is why I wanted to stop you, so you had the chance to do exactly that. Like, just to take another step and use that momentum and final swing, and you kind of sweep the legs with a leg sweep, and just knock it as Boomer.
It was also, I was going to say, it's a slard, so you go to punch it in the kidneys, but it's a slard, it's an element of chaos, it keeps its kidneys in its skull. For no reason other than it's chaos.
Yeah. You punch it in what you think is its kidneys, and you actually find half. You find half a lung and a bag of Wotsits.
Is that what?
Exactly.
Car keys are here.
Something like what?
These are our cars.
Yes, they are. Alright, if my cannon moves out the range of the orange one, does it get attack of opportunity with it being prone?
Yes, at disadvantage, because it's prone.
Right, let's do instead with the cannon, I'm going to move around here, and I'm going to attack the green one.
Okay, so you're going to move it and destabilize its little turret system, and you're going to get it to fire probably too early again, so go on, roll, we'll see how you manage.
With disadvantage because it's still within melee range.
Yep.
Anytime you're at the plan, somebody moves.
Liam, that's called combat. It happens every turn. People move.
Got to think of that.
You've got to make
Yeah.
plans that are easily adaptable because there are so many variables.
He was adaptable, but now he can't be adapted.
Then it wasn't a...
can't
Hang on.
go back
No, guys. Liam's plan was adaptable, but then failed to adapt.
Yes.
I just want to point... I'm just going to leave that in the air as
Well,
Force Blister misses. My plan was adaptable, but now we can't adapt.
You can't.
I think
You would have hit the
you
next one.
hold one of them. I wasn't seeing that coming.
Okay, I'm going to hold my action for fireball when the orange one stands up.
Okay, I mean, in theory, if you don't want to do disadvantage, you have got the green, or do you specifically want to hit the orange?
I'll hit the orange just to...
Okay,
Get
so
some
yeah, you
damage
hold
on it.
your action for as and when, which it is very obviously in the process of scrambling to its feet, so yeah, you hold and you wait. I keep clicking the roll instead of next person. Hey, alright. It is your turn. Little Miss Bitch that can't be hit.
Seeing Greytail smack the absolute shit out of the red one, he'll kind of do that, that little chin lift of, nice.
Yeah, this is what happens when Greytail isn't an entire fucking coward.
Vian tries to eagerly point
Not
to
a
the one that
coward.
she's knocked down.
No, sorry,
Yeah,
you're not a coward. No, you're a catard.
Taking that, because her sword would have been in front of her, she kind of like sweep round, her sword lifting, and the hex, you'll see the black shadows move from the red one to the orange one, so I would like for my bonus action to move hex over.
Are you still doing it on
And-
strength disadvantage?
Uh,
Because it's any characteristic. Okay,
yeah.
swing down.
It was just And then I'm going to hit it.
With advantage.
Why? Yee. Well, I'll just roll 2 attacks. 24 and 22.
Both hit.
So 15 for the first one. And only 9 for the second one. I rolled.
So 24 damage as you hit it with absolute impunity and just cleave into its thigh as it's in the process of standing up, and you just feel the blade like get stuck, and it's like you know, like you got something in slime and you try and pull it and it's like tacky and sticky. It's like you have to really yank it. It's horrific, but you do some good damage.
Yeah, not horrific for me. I'm okay with it.
Vian, I was going to say, Vian, who probably got a little squirt of, like, slod blood, probably not so great.
And that's the end of my turn.
Yeah?
What was that? I had,
You hear no fewer than 13 gross out of hers while Leora pulls her sword out.
And as the grosses echo like gross, dear, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to use first of all. Let's just check that spell is a bonus action.
You're going to use first of all. What's that? I don't think I know that spell.
Okay, so I'm going to use my tentacle rod 3 times.
Right.
Advantage, am I?
Yeah, because if you're attacking the blue, because it's prone and it is a melee attack roll, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do 6 rolls because it doesn't let me.
Oh, that's fine. So 17, a 27,
I'm up to so far.
2,
Okay.
and
One more.
27 again. So yeah, all 3 hit.
It's going to be 3d6. And a constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution save. 22.
That's a pass.
Danny,
Yeah.
I don't think this is a magical thing.
Other magical effects.
Is it?
'Cause
You
it's
didn't
against
do it on
spells
the-
and other magical effects.
It's a magic weapon.
You didn't do this last time.
Did I
is
not?
the thing.
I should
you
have.
Didn't do it when.
I should have. But why didn't you point it out, Michael? God damn it.
Because I didn't know it had the ability when he first did it.
Fuck you.
Okay.
It's
Also,
fine.
tentacles
It's
grab
fine.
it seemed ambiguous in either direction.
Yeah, it's I would class it as a magical effect. But yeah.
So, dear, I'm going to stop taking 5 foot movement to here.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Boomer. Your cannon might get a little bit caught up in this.
That's fine. It's flanking anyway.
Oh
But I
no.
want to try to save Evan and Rihanna a little bit, and Hydra. I can't pronounce her name. Yes. I'm going to cast Grasping Vine. Where your yellow dot is, and make it clearer now.
Okay.
Ooh. So, I call the vine to lash out to a creature within 30 foot, so I'll be Mr. Orange there.
Okay.
Wait,
See,
within
now
30
me-
foot?
Within 30, that's what he said, yeah.
Okay.
So, it needs to make a dex saving throw. It'll be
Which
pulled 20 foot towards the vine.
okie dokie. 21.
That would be a pass.
Drugs must be fucking scarce. Which is good. But this is dangerous, so I
What would he
out
get?
for anyone with extra shampoo, especially
No
Oh, no.
disadvantage for being prone.
Yeah.
If it was restrained and stuff, yes. Proned, no.
Could you do Connor Joyce's search in the first batch?
So,
Search his belongings, you're looking for
I'll
weapons.
just move. Do you need to save him 30 foot of it or not? Or is it just cast?
When you cast a spell, you can direct the vine to lash out at a creature within 30 foot of it.
Oh no, but like, I have to be 30 foot away to cast it, but I move out at 30 foot. I don't lose concentration on it, do I?
No.
It'll still. Okay. It's just the initial casting.
Yeah.
I've never done that
I
before.
would, yeah, that, because it's now in that, occupies that space.
I'll just move back to it's not enough space here then,
Nice.
and I'll be in my turn.
And then the end of your turn, and as we go to Eventine, my dear, what are you doing, lad?
I will,
Yeah?
given that this one behind me is prone at the moment, I will try and take advantage of that, and I will make a attack against it while it is prone.
Yeah. Holding, like, leaving enough time to keep the green one at bay, you take a swing with the maul and try and take advantage. As you make a 13 will...
I will.
Go on.
No, I won't. I wasn't. I'm not going to.
A 13 will just miss. I assume you were going to do Channel Divinity then?
Yeah.
Or
but
to
I think
contemplating.
Yeah, but I think I might need it later because this is only the first fight.
Fair enough.
Second strike.
That is unlucky. That is so unlucky.
Both
It's
of
good
those
that
would
you
have
had
hit.
advantage.
Yeah, that's because I had advantage. I was making the attack.
That is... Yeah, no. Unfortunately, you strike down, and as it's
Hang on, before we do that, we might have a reason. Okay, fighting through the pain that I don't realise that I'm
Good.
trying to
Yep.
not give away. I am
Good
unable
memory.
to land
I
my
had
hits.
forgotten.
I'd forgotten for the first round. I did roll earlier.
No,
and
I
so
appreciate you've remembered because I had entirely forgotten.
We've not had a fight since I've had the injury, so
That is fair. So yeah, what it is, you go to swing where its head would be as it's in the process of getting up, but being hit and accosted on the floor and like falling backwards, you strike the concrete and the stone and the floor and shale, shards of rock just shatter and move, but unfortunately, nil point on the damage.
and then the second I miss on the second attack because I'm wondering how the hell there's concrete here.
Persephone, as your turn. I need to roll a d20. Good to know. Persephone, it is your turn.
Sorry, I'm fighting my daughter here. She's giving me ice cream. Left, right,
Kick her.
centre.
That's the
Roll
best way.
initiative.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we've got 2 flat on the face. I'll come forward and I'll attack that one
You're-
with normal trident.
So you're gonna go inside of Dia. Realize you can no longer do anything while inside of Dia.
How's that inside of Dia? It's not there.
Dia's in that square that you've just moved into. Can you not? Can you not? Hang on. I will delete your I'm gonna delete your token, Liam, and I'm gonna replace it just so. For some.
Does that mean I get more HP back?
No, Liam. Unfortunate.
Worth a try.
Don't forget to put him back in
I'm assuming it's just some visual glitch, Carl, but no, Dia is and was there,
Okay,
unfortunately.
so I'll go there, then attack the one on the floor.
That's fine. With
Liam,
advantage.
roll your initiative.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I've hurt my head.
What was his initiative?
He was 13. He was
Thank
just,
you.
He was something just before me. He was after Halo before me.
You gotta select your token, Liam, when you do it.
Oh, sorry. I thought I did select it. No, I didn't. Sorry. We'll be back in soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Close enough. Obviously in the right order.
You can just, and then refresh the order.
There we
That'll
go.
make a difference though. Oh,
It does.
Good, you go before me.
So, Carl, as Persephone stabs down with the trident, can I get those all-important attack rolls with them d20s? As Fluff makes his way off my desk and I have to watch
I
him
have rolled.
with advantage.
Oh, right, with advantage, sorry. Okay.
So you gotta roll it once more.
oh, see now.
Yeah, no, he'd hit. It was just, crit fishing and all that.
Yeah, no, I couldn't see the reload.
But-
With the same damage.
I mean, that's good, because it's better than being ruined for damage.
Yeah.
But that hits, though, as you stab down and just, like, some of the spikes and points just pierce the skin and blubber. And you see this, like, black goo seep. And you'll know, and it's like a weird notice thing about halfway through the fight, but each one of the slod bleed different colour blood and different thickness, viscosity. It's all unusual and not... It doesn't cross.
Stu, do you want to take?
Yo. skin colour? Are they all
Right
red?
there, though.
Or are they all...
My go.
Well, they're all red skin coloured, but like all their organ composition, their bloods and thicknesses are all different.
Oh, okay.
It's like that episode of Invader Zim where one of them has like 5 hearts, 3 lungs, 12 kidneys.
Yeah, they've got different amounts of organs in different positions. All their blood is all different from each other. The only thing that connects them is body shape and skin tones and behaviour.
Okay.
Okay. As it is their turn, the blue one, under the effects of the tentacle rod, is going to use all of its movement to get to its feet.
No, it passed.
Oh shit, yes it did, it did. Yeah, no, you're right. But it's still going to get to its feet as you watch some of its wounds close up and regenerate, as the same goes for all other Slard, as they all start to regenerate, partially, fully. None from the red one. As the blue one is going to take 1 slash at Persephone first, with a 9 to hit. Then it's going to do it again with a 15 to hit Persephone.
Miss.
And in frustration, it is going to bite at Greytail.
Oh, thank you.
23.
Oh, that'll fucking hit you.
You know?
You take 7
Yeah, we can
points
hear you.
of piercing damage.
Can I quickly do a reaction? I've been trying to say that he wasn't going through.
What?
At what bit?
At the beginning of his turn.
Oh, he just wants to do his spores
His
thing,
spore
probably.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get him turned away, so I can't use magic against him. So I'm going to use my spores.
Okay.
So I still take damage.
You're still going to take
like
the 7.
2.
7. Oh yeah, 2 because of...
Yeah.
The orange one... It's going to make an attack against Hailra with its bite. 17 to hit, which misses. It's going to take then 1 claw at each Vian and Evan, as it's got the 3 of you to contend with. So the left claw strikes out at Vian for a 24 to hit.
Yeah, ow.
Quick question. It has been my turn since the last time they attacked me.
Yeah.
It has. Yeah. Guess what? Snow!
Yeah.
Okay.
What, after the damage.
Vian, you take 11 points of slashing damage, and can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
Sure, if you want one.
Yeah, I do. Thank you. Good to know. I will make a note of that. And Hailra.
Fast if you didn't.
Hailra, you make your swing.
28.
28 hits. What's it do? That's pretty.
17 points damage.
That is pretty. It's pretty good as well. And then the claw at Evan with advantage.
Yep.
An 18
That'll hit.
for 9 points, and con save if you don't mind.
That I do, but oh well.
Good to know.
Good to know.
As they all... yeah, go on. What was you going to say, Rose?
No, it's fine. It can be afterwards, but doesn't matter.
Okay. As their turn
But yeah,
ends.
Before I do.
No, hang on. No, Rose, you had to say something again.
it was just I nearly went to Sentinel again, and then realised I can't do it twice. It's once. I'm
Right.
getting confused with that.
As the orange one did stand up, as their turn ends, Boomer, your firebolt. 16 does hit. Can I get that damage?
And don't forget your extra D8.
Oh,
Good
yes.
call, good call.
1 and a 10.
God's
2
sake.
1s and a 10.
It unfortunately, the firebolts, given their very slick and moist skin, doesn't do as much as you would expect, but damage is damage, as some of the moisture gets burnt and evaporated.
Very moist.
Yeah, as their turns come to the end.
Did green not do anything?
Oh shit! No, you're right. Thank you, Mike.
I think you were caught up on the firebolt stand-up part.
I was. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's gonna go all in on Evan. Because they hate Hailra because they can't hit her, and they can't reach anyone else. So the bite attack first with a 23 to hit. Yeah.
Does Michael get a inspiration point for pointing that out though?
Go on then. He can have one. Because that's the good kind of rules there. Like, for those watching, go to Reddit. Go to every fucking like horror story of players that be rules lawyers. Send them clips of Michael doing his version of rules lawyering, because that's the rules lawyer we all want but never fucking get.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, it's not only that as well, but when I tell Michael no, if it's a changing for whatever reason, he goes, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Because he realises shit, but also likes to be helpful, make sure things flow smoothly, where it's a genuine mistake.
Just means, of course, any new rules that happen, I end up holding Danny to those new rules when he forgets them later.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, Danny, you invented the rule that,
No, it is fair. So, I'm going to roll all the hits, and then we'll do all of the damage. So that's the one claw.
That was the bite, you said.
Oh, the bite, sorry. Then the claw with a 24.
Yep.
And then the other claw with a 22.
Yep.
So, the bite does 6 points of piercing damage. The two claws do a combined 18 points of slashing damage, and I need 2 con saves. But yeah, no, go to Reddit. Tell them, don't be the dick rules layer. Be like Michael. Good to know. As their turn actually now does come to end, yeah?
I'm just going to remind you, a discussion we had after last session.
I'm aware.
About certain things that these things do.
I'm aware.
Paladins. Yeah.
I'm being inclusive, Michael.
everyone likes rolling dice.
No, I know that I'm making the save, but...
It's not just you that I've got to consider that for. I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm just being inclusive.
It's fun rolling d20s.
The shiny math rocks go click-clack on the table. And I just skipped over Vian. Oops. Vian, it's your turn.
Efficacy is a term she does not understand, and she's been watching Hailra slash at this one, and she just kind of wants to follow up on it.
Yeah.
Do I get flanking off of the turret?
Yes. Sure. As you swing with your...
enemy, I would have thought so.
It's technically a combatant as you swing your rapier and it goes... Pew!
She does stabby stabs at it.
Stab.
1 sec.
Crits and death max damage.
Oh, in before. Absolutely in before. But yeah, she tries her best to just kind of like help stab the thing alongside Hailra.
Okay. You get advantage, remember?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Okay.
I saw the hit and that was enough for me.
4 points of damage. Oh, right.
And then she's gonna kick a Bardic Inspiration into Evan, who seems to have been
He
missing.
fucking... I was gonna say, he needs it with the fucking Great Weapon misses. It's not Great Weapon Master, it's Great Weapon Miss.
Great Weapon Mystery. That's it, she's good.
Nice. Greytail. I'm gonna kick it over to you. Your KD ratio is stonks. What are you doing next?
I have to declare Bardic Inspiration before the attack, right?
No.
No. Before I declare whether it hits or misses or passes fails.
Right.
So you can
I
roll
will
and then go, fuck it, I'll use it. Or, no, it's fine.
Okay. I'm rolling, and then
If it's shit, but you think the inspiration could save it, then you can use it, or you can just not bother. Or
Like
if you think
get
it's
a
going to
14
hit.
or 15 and you think maybe.
13, I don't think will hit. So, Bardic.
Okay.
D8, go.
The Bardic makes the difference. The Bardic makes the difference. That hits for 10 points of pooch. And all of the healing that it did, you just undid.
Nice. Yep, second punch. Bam, 12.
With advantage,
Probably not
remember?
again then. Never mind.
That is unfortunately a miss. Actually, no, wait, I just realised. Roll your 13 again, because you never rolled advantage there.
Okay.
Because if you hit, would you still use your Bardic there?
I'd have used it on my second, yeah.
No, on the 14.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so it doesn't change anything because it's because you could have used it on the second or whatever. Just wanted to see because I forgot we didn't do advantage on the first. I was going to let you pull it back. That's fine. Doesn't change anything, but that's fine.
Ignoring meta, I'm going to flurry of blows.
It's very mildly wounded, but go for it as advantage. Advantage. 23.
Still up.
Oh, it's barely hurt. Like it was single digits hurt.
Oh, okay.
Like it's
So,
the blue one has only taken very minor wounds, but has very quickly healed everything that it's taken. We've lost Carl. Shame. But a 27 will hit, and we take another 10 points. If someone wants to go and chase Carl down.
Carl's already
Come back.
Good.
Sorry, I technical difficulty. What happened?
Just a couple of punches.
Say again, sorry.
Just a couple of punches.
Against me.
As you run to there, it's going to take an attack of opportunity at you.
No, it's not. No, but I'll remember.
Mobility.
I've hit.
Yep.
I've hit it. He can't take attack of opportunity.
Not even.
Matt, I need you to know. I need you to go and fuck yourself.
He'll come right over for you.
Are you done? As you start running for the cave entrance.
Did not make any saves again. Did not make any saves when you punched it.
Dex.
Dex.
Thank you.
13.
Fail.
Prone.
Just prone.
Wow.
So the last attack would have been
It has fallen, but it can get up.
Yeah, oh yeah. Everyone hits it better.
Boomer. You see your fire damage not be as effective as you would like. What are you doing?
Gonna get the cannon to have another pot shot.
Green with disadvantage.
They're both disadvantaged, right, aren't they? So it makes no difference. That is damn thing. Oh.
This is Darren. He's just like you. Loves a power tool.
Change its advantage.
Is happiest in the loft and worries about his home insurance going up, just like you. Policy experts are a bit different.
18 will actually hit.
With 16 points of force damage.
That's a max damage roll.
Pretty fucking good. And that was against green, wasn't it?
Yep. And I'm also going to force it back 5 feet.
Nice. So, boop. As you push it.
I can see my HP bar.
So, is that all you're doing?
I'm going to firebolt the amber again.
19. Boom! Hits.
With
With a D8.
DA. That's a bit better.
Takes half, unfortunately, but 10 points of damage is 10 points of damage. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, my dude.
And I shall move up between these two.
Oh, thank God.
I just hear Liam fucking panicking. Bless you.
Oh, nobody do anything stupid and it'll be okay. Okay?
Wow.
Not from you.
Liam, do you want to try that sentence again?
Wow. Rude.
Indignation.
Oh, that's everything anyway.
Okay. Hailra, it's your turn once again.
Cool. Nothing fancy. Swinging my sword again.
Ooh.
21. I'm guessing hits and a 13 doesn't. I don't think I have inspiration either.
A 13
The last one.
will miss.
Sorry?
But a 21 will definitely hit.
Okay, so
15
points of damage.
Starting to get pretty damn hurt, the orange one now. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
Just quickly check something. Sorry. Oh, no, I didn't think so. Never mind. Carry on. End of my turn.
Dear.
Ah, hold on. I'm just doing a little bit of a measuring to make sure I'm not going to hurt anybody with this.
He's going to end up hurting one of us with this.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll be fine.
We all know that, right?
So, yeah, how that is positioned, I should be okay, I think.
I hope everybody has backup characters prepared. We're about to see another thunder wave
Okay.
in a cave.
No, not Thunderwave. I'm not that stupid.
No, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be Wall of Fire.
It is going to be Wall of Fire.
Funny I should say that because I bet I'm right.
That,
Okay, I'm just going to draw the line. I'm not going to do it quite yet. Okay?
Don't you love it when I'm right?
That concentration. So first of all, I'm gonna help Boomer out a little bit with cannon. I think I can do this. Let me just check the spell.
I don't like
Is the
that.
cannon classified as a creature?
I just flanked with it.
Boo.
No.
That's a good question.
No.
I could Divine grab hold of it and put it away so it has no more disadvantage.
Do that, yeah.
Construct.
Yeah.
So technically, it says creature, but I guess
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to go with no.
The actual effect that you're trying
No,
to do.
what he's doing is he's using Drafted Vine to just grab it and pull it. That's all the ability is. Wrap a living vine around it and pull.
That's what the spell is basically, but it does say in the spell creature.
It says creature, but I'm pretty sure you can pull whatever with it.
DM discretion.
Fuck it, why
It's
not?
not attached to the
Yeah,
form.
why not? Fuck it.
How far is it pulling it back?
It's 20 foot it moves, so we would
Back
move into
towards-
the vine itself.
Yeah, it moves back to that square where the
So
vine
move it
is.
to there.
Yeah.
So that would be my bonus action to do that.
Thank you, Liam.
Then I'm going to change. Well, now I'm going to cast a spell, so that next spell's concentration, so that would drop. That goes bye bye. And that's when I'm going to do my Wall of Fire. It says up to 60 foot, so I'm guessing you can do it less
Yep.
if you chose to.
It's up to you.
So
Yeah.
it will be. For that first line at the top is where it's being cast. Then that second line is the direction the heat's going into.
So it's coming towards you guys.
With towards
See?
going south or going north?
Going north will make more sense, but
I'm out the way, and there's only me.
Yeah. I don't
What's
know.
the
Fire
distance on
coming
the...
towards the party.
Yeah,
See,
gotta get
why we
him.
come
I
forward?
go there.
Yeah.
What does say going forwards? He's still okay. Yeah,
You pick the direction.
he's gonna go towards Grey.
What?
I'm sorry.
Hang on. But there's no one there other than me.
It's 10 foot. It's 10 foot. The burn.
Oh, I thought he's only 5 foot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nope,
So
it's
you
a
want to
10.
go south.
Yeah. Well,
Let's
I've
go
left a.
burn brighter.
I've left a gap for you to get through, so you're okay.
Yeah.
I've learned from last time
If you go
where I
north,
was
you hit no one other than me.
you. I don't think you. If you want to square away. That's the first line where that's the second line
Okay,
where
Liam,
yeah.
there's a problem when you're saying that line and that line like you're pointing at the screen.
I'm pointing at my
Finger.
screen, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that line is where I cast.
Bottom line is the okay.
And then the top
Okay,
line
yeah. So
is where
I'm
the two
fine
fold
if you
up
go north. However,
If
so
you went
it's
south.
everything else.
to. Yeah, so basically, don't go to those two squares there. If you want to go round, you have to go.
Yeah, but you're not gonna hit the enemies either.
No,
No,
he's
them
gonna,
inside the burning area.
yeah, he's gonna hit these two.
Okay, right. Right.
And then
Okay.
if somebody moves there and there, they can then stop from moving away, and they will burn for a while. Plan.
Yeah, burn our characters.
No, we're not gonna burn. We're not in the burning area. We're fine.
Mm.
We might get a little bit smoked, but
And
we'll be fine.
yeah,
Hinged.
Can you see my line?
that's south, but it's going northwards.
I'll change the mind after.
Oh, he is aiming it north. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Yeah, we're all gonna die down here.
Okay,
Uh,
when I believe it does something when it appears, does it not?
I'm
It
just going
probably
back to.
take damage when appearing in the square.
It-
Yeah.
Let's just pop it up on the thing. I remember the good old days.
I can't wait for this to do like 2 damage.
No, I want
Yeah.
you to solve the damage. I don't want you to. What are you doing that for? Okay.
I mean, this is great because this is the first fight, and I'm pretty sure that's both. That's 2 of his 4th level spell slots he's already burned.
Yeah.
Meta, we don't know that we're gonna fight more stuff.
Well, you do, because you're here to close a portal. And do you see a portal here? You know there's at least one more fight coming.
Yeah.
But I've still got my level 3, most of my level 2s, and all my level 1s.
Just get on with it.
Get on.
Okay, I'm burning them. They're gonna do this next saving throw now, because they're in the area.
But yeah, I
Okay,
have
right, no, I got
using it.
Blue has advantage.
Why?
Spell.
Oh yeah, they all have advantage.
Yeah, so it's still a fail, and then green, 13, fail, so they both take 12 points of fire damage.
I need to talk to you after the shift.
Is that the end of your turn, Liam?
Don't matter that you're a bitch to me. I don't give a shit.
Do you remember once turning in combat when it would take like 3 seconds early on, and now it's
Yeah, that's
An
because
owl.
Liam?
has now got involved.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
No, it's Liam's got involved.
Michael.
Okay, I will make attacks against
I know people like you in this game. People like me.
Orange.
You never stick at anything. You never commit to anything, even when you're good at it. You don't know me.
more.
Do so with impunity.
I'll,
I don't forget that inspiration.
I'll attack with caution. Inspiration D8. We're looking at somewhere at about a 6. Yeah, I'll roll the inspiration. D8, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. I was waiting for like a 1 to come up then and just be absolute trashed here, but no, an 19 will hit. 14 points of bludgeoning damage, which is pretty good. It's looking considerably hurt.
Can I chuck a level 1 smite on that, please, sir?
You certainly can try.
So I chuck an extra.
Hashtag Slad for life. Hello, Ben. Ben's here, by the way, guys.
Hello.
What questions do you have for Ash, Ben, about American lifestyles? And we'll ask her and get them ready.
You have to use the point reward. Ask me anything, though.
Yeah.
Okay, extra 6
Does
points of
it
radiant.
decrease?
6 points of radiant. Nice. Still up. But very, very hurt. A 14 is exactly what you need. Which is, Matt, I was asking you earlier, would you have used it on the first attack? It's because it already had hit. Because you rolled a 14.
I knew we were somewhere in the 15 territory. So I was
Nope.
like,
These ready boys are 14 on the button.
Nice.
And...
Well, like, I just territory.
Yeah.
16 hits.
Unfortunately, given the damage he has sustained, that is enough to do him in, as you just swing the maul and just the first strike, you just knock him like down onto his hands and knees, and then the second strike again, and it just no more strength left in the body as it just sprawls, science experiment style, just without the pins, and you murder this motherfucker.
And then I will pivot and step up to that one.
Yeah.
And I will use my bonus action to take my third attack, because I killed something.
You did.
Nice.
17 will hit for
I need to re-roll one of those.
all the 1s and 2s, roll.
Michael, move here.
That's 10.
Stop metagaming. I can hear you doing it.
Oh, no.
Make better plans.
No, the thing is, Liam is more than okay to metagame. Just know that all the NPCs will suddenly start metagaming as well.
No, he's perfectly fine to metagame and tell me to do something, and I'm perfectly within my rights to ignore him, because this is the better position.
No, I'm just more saying for Liam's benefit. The more, if a player metagames, he will be metagamed against. They will counter you perfectly.
Yeah. If we can hear it, so can they. We don't know what language they speak, but...
Metagame goes beyond all language.
Yeah, I get it, yeah.
I think metagaming is technically in Goblinoid, isn't it?
Meta speak is like common, everyone knows it. Evan, is that you done?
That is me done.
Persephone.
International sign language.
Oh wait, no, shit, sorry, not you, Persephone. Can someone roll me a d6?
5.
A 5?
Yes. 5 more of them are showing up, I'm guessing.
No. Not quite that bad.
5 Chaos Dragons.
Yeah. No. Gray, as you run towards the entrance, given the sounds of combat, and you haven't really noticed it until you get your head by the entrance, like the strong pheromone smell, stench that the blood and the corpses now of these creatures have created, essentially ringing the dinner bell.
Hey, can I do a perception to see if things are coming?
You don't need to, as you stick your head outside the cave, pushing in is not 1, not 2, but 3. Slad. Specifically, 2 red and 1 blue. And
Daddy's home.
for the sake of, they are technically all blocking it off, but I'm moving you across so you can see you still. as you
roll
kind of
blades.
turn, as you've kind of got your back and you're seeing the fire, you turn and you're almost face to face with the red one in the middle that's just...
I relay said information. Do I get pushed back? Or is
Well, I'm going to roll...
issue?
And I'm going to put the red slot on the red slot, but I'm going to roll quickly for the blue slots.
Yeah,
Initiative.
I've got any of that going on.
Good news is you might get murdered by the red, but you won't get hit by the blue.
On the red's the one with the whole baby making.
Yay.
Possibly.
I don't want eggs in me. I do not want eggs in me.
Good to know.
Good news and bad news.
I mean, here's the thing. It's a good thing. You don't know. It may be that Danny's been doing this the entire time to trick you, and it's actually the blue one.
I mean, could
Dude,
be.
don't worry about it. You could be a daddy.
I love
Nope.
Danny.
That's even worse.
No, he's unfortunately in this situation. I think you are most definitely the mummy.
But for the sake of, Matt, just to explain to you, you are occupying that square. I'm not forcing you out or anything. They're technically one square above, but they are across. The one in the middle will have to either go around you or push you, or you can move. But no, the red's going to go first, so... Does that make sense? It's just for the sake of, they are one square up. It's just map.
They are coming, but not there.
They are in the doorway. You're in the porch almost. Persephone.
I'm going to attack the one that's still flat next to me.
Back in a sec.
Go for it. A 12. That will miss.
Yeah, I'll disengage, step back to that corner there, because I've just heard Great Owl shouting and I can see what's coming.
Yeah, because none of you guys, apart from Grey, can actually see them, but obviously you all have ears.
Yeah.
Vianne?
I think you leapfrogged me because when you reordered it, broke the tie. Shouldn't the slots be before me?
Oh yeah, you're right. Wait.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, I was behind. Yeah.
Here we go. The green one is going to not like... Is it the start or the end of the turn, Liam? It's the end, isn't it, for the fire?
End.
Yeah, no. He's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20 to get away from that fire. You know what? This ballista has been popping little pinpricks everywhere. It's gonna make 2 slashes and its bite all against the turret. So, slash, bite. Right?
It eats the turret.
Well, for 8 points of piercing damage as the slash shinks off the armor, and it just bends one of the feet up against the joints and just bites at it and rakes off a couple of metal panels as it retracts its foot back, damage and a bit. That's that one's turn. This one is going.
At the cannon and not me.
Yeah, because you wasn't there and it's been pissed off with it. It's not really enough.
Shoved it back and suddenly it was engulfed in fire.
It's the blue one here. He's going to move to here and he's going to make a shove attack against Boomer. Boomer, can you make a contested strength check as it's attempting to get out of and away from the fire?
Is the blue one the hexed one?
No. The orange one that is dead, which Hera in a moment will move it.
Is the blue one...
I thought you knew what my grow's gonna be.
So is it making an action to shove?
Yes. Its action was to push.
Yeah.
Which it failed. And...
Isn't that an attack, technically?
yeah, it used its entire action to try and shove.
No, I'm specifically clarifying, has it made an attack against somebody?
Not in so much terms. Shove is not an attack. per se.
So I can't.
It,
It's not.
it,
I can't
it
use my
takes up a
sentinel.
part of the. It takes up the attack action. but
It's a
doesn't-
shove action, not an attack action. Yeah.
But it uses attack.
So it went from 15, 20, 25, shove, and then it's going to go 30 to there, which it will leave.
Reaction.
Yep. It will leave both of your ranges as it's now attempting. Considering it can't shove the tiny little pinprick, it's going to just start running around.
It may not run. I need to double check my Warcaster.
Warcaster's not sentinel. You'll still be able to run.
Unless he uses a spell that
using
stops it moving.
Yeah, maybe a spell like Hold Person.
That's...
No, we're not going to do that actually. That's concentration.
Cantrip. Well, you can
You
use
can,
spell.
you can cast an actual level spell.
An attack
Yes,
spell.
sorry.
But Hold Person needs concentration, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my wall for a bit longer.
It's also not a
Actually,
person.
no. Actually, yeah, I just realised that.
You just realized it's not a person?
Ah, yes. It is not a person. That is going to be problematic, isn't it?
Why did you have prepared Hold Person for a fight against Slod?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
We didn't know it was Slud at that point. That's the thing.
It's fair.
I'm going to be
You
honest,
think a
sometimes I
Chaos
do
Dragon
pick one or
was a
two
person?
random spells.
No, but we thought they might be the gifts of Rai.
Yeah, I know.
So, I'm going to
Please, Liam, be quick or I'm going to have to skip you.
Chill Touch.
Thank you.
It would be just as he leaves, so it would be disadvantage, wouldn't it?
It still gets advantage.
No.
No, not me. Because it would be as he's leaving, so it wouldn't be disadvantage because he's technically ranged. So, or he,
Chill Touch just a saving throw anyway?
No, it's an attack roll.
Oh.
Do it flat because it's as they leave, so he's technically 5 foot away from you when you can trigger the spell.
But 5 feet is.
Hey!
Not bad, not bad.
Is it? That's going to be 26
That's right.
necrotic damage. As he runs off.
Alright.
The technically left my square as well, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yeah, as well as Boomer.
Go, Rapier, go!
Oh shit, Chris!
That should be an 8 plus a 7. Take 15.
So so I want to shove. I had attack opportunity when
Uh,
you shove me.
You were in crossage.
Say it, Danny, say it!
Vian. Do you want to describe the final blow with 1 point of overkill? Fuck.
Deer's Chill Touch slows it down just enough that Vian manages to, like, stab it right in the Achilles tendon. Except for whatever reason, that's where this Slod's heart is. And the thing just falls forward and crumbles in front of Haelta.
Harold just looks like, did it trip or something? And then just sees Vian just pulling the sword out of its head.
Yeah. No shit.
And as the sword pulls out, it just goes. And it does like a little, and it sparkles a little bit of glitter.
GR-os, and she wipes the Rapier off on one of the other slots.
Yeah, so you like kind of wipe it down, Boomer.
I just kill all the babies inside.
Oh, okay, that's grim. Greytail. The one in the middle is going to make a shove attack against you. Can you please make me a strength saving throw? And for the love of God, don't fail.
A monk, can I make it a dex?
No.
It's a contested strength.
It's contested strength, my friend. It's not a grapple, where grapple is strength or dex. It's hitting you. You're meant to hold. No. This is more. It's shoving you. This is how well you can stand your ground. Whereas a grapple, it's whether you slip out under the arm or you break it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're rolling again because same modifier and everything.
Roll, please.
Roll. 14. No.
Yeah,
we
come on,
we
everyone
we
quiet.
equal. Ooh, nice, 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 nice. So yeah,
Kind of for-
you holding that central one in the doorway. Blue boy is gonna go 5. It will
Blue
take.
Boy's not going to do anything.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Thank you. Fuck. The red one, the other red one on the left, is going to hold action. Actually, no. It's going to take a step forward. It's going to take a step forward. It's going to come to there because it can feel the heat isn't affecting it from there, and it's going to take with advantage all 3 of its attacks against you. Because don't forget, this top one's technically 1 square up and across.
Yeah, thanks, dear.
Hang on, before we do anything,
Ye.
this is the square, right? This one.
Ye. Oh, Liam did it incorrect.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Which, if that's the case, Greytail, you're going to be taking damage.
No, Greytail's not.
No.
The fire never gets onto that line. Going from this one 10 foot that way, that is the last point it could be at.
Just misses.
Because it doesn't. The wall of fire doesn't go that way.
That was my bad, sorry. I was kind of thinking like a straight line that way.
Yeah, okay, so all it would make a difference is it's going to run round to here. It'll take the damage, so if you want to roll it, Liam.
Yep.
It'll take...
How much?
It's a dex save.
5d8. Yeah. He would have advantage, wouldn't he?
Yeah. So that's a 16.
A 16 just passes.
So...
Okay.
7.
Okay, 7.
I always round... In situations like that, I round up.
But you rounded it down to 6.
I rounded up the 23 to 24, halved it down to 12. Oh, yeah, 6.
There's the math.
You're the math. It's still going to take 3 attacks.
No, I think she's the voice, if anything.
E. So, bite on Greytail. 15. Nope.
Misses.
Claw 1. 24. Claw 2. 25.
That'll hit.
So, that's 13 points of slashing damage. And my boy, can you make me 2 Constitution saving throws?
I can. But hang on.
Yeah, got no choice.
Have you remembered to include your 5 thingy?
Yeah, so you only take 8.
I have not.
You only take 8.
Let me do the rolls. Con.
Con, please. 2 of. My pen just got thrown in the bin. Good to know, and good to know for you, Greytail. As they end their turn, Vianne, it's your turn.
I have an idea, but that slot is in the way. If only there wasn't this wall of fire here.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny that.
I left escape route for Grey.
The
It's
slot
kind of a
left
bit
escape
blocked.
room for the slot.
Got burned! Can't stop him
Fair,
a little
he
bit.
just put a big wall of flame up and thinking, yeah, that'll do, and then he's just watched another slot just start stepping round the corner and he's gone.
Oh shit!
Ah.
Hang on. I just realised I never took Green's. Oh no, I did Green's turn. I did. Never mind.
Yeah, the turret.
Yep.
Yeah, he ate the turret, not me. Conveniently timed piss break.
Nice.
You banked £600. You could have won £2,500. My question to you is,
Okay.
Just quick.
try and put a shift in, guys. All right.
Liam, were you saying anything?
Oh, I was gonna.
intelligible?
Well, it's probably just gonna say something, but it's okay. It's not important.
Okay.
Sounds about
Had a
right.
combo turn I wanted to do with Hilra. She's AFK though.
As
Okay.
per usual.
I came back.
Okay, so Hilra, do you want to throw a snowball storm for me?
Uh-huh.
I am going to symmetry deer a little bit.
Ooh.
Now time to reveal who you think
Too dear.
I am going to jam a wall of water here. The game lets me. There we go. Across this row of tiles. And a shout to Greytail, you're gonna have to run through the water or the fire, your choice. Because if I shove that there...
Where are you putting that?
She's putting the wall of water through the wall of flame here.
Not through, but...
She's creating a water tunnel for him to then just dash his way through.
Something like that? But yeah, so if I make it across... I'll make that a better line. But yeah, I'm gonna shove a wall of water on the right side.
If you want to draw that out for me, that would be beautiful.
Yep. That was... I'll make it blue.
Why was it renewable?
I'm
confused.
To freeze it once Greytail's through.
Got it. Cool.
See if you can make it one bit.
Don't you dare tell other people how to play their turns.
I'm not, sorry. I was thinking to myself out loud then.
And
Sorry.
shape doesn't usually matter, just those squares over there are a wall of water.
Yeah.
And then... Hold bonus? Yeah, hold bonus action because I can't healing word and I don't want to spend my last Bardic.
You can't hold a bonus action.
No, like hold as in not spend.
Ah, okay.
Like...
Nice sauna
sorry.
inbound. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't cast healing word, only have 2 Bardic inspirations left, so
Good.
pass?
That's fine.
Or, I guess, squeeze in... No, Hailmer might want to go there. I'll just stay here.
Greytail. You've got red and a blue in front of you, and behind you, slashing at you, is another red one.
Sorry.
Again, So, like, because don't forget, the ones at the top here, the blue and the red that are half cut off, they're technically one square higher, remember? And the red one's to the right as well. I just did it so you can see yourself. The red one here is where it's supposed to be. So, you've got the exit that Deer left is currently being blocked by the red slot. You're currently surrounded on 3 of your 4 axes, with the only other one being left open by a firewall. What are you doing?
Other than cursing deer, I'm going to punch.
The one behind you has taken some damage, but I want to stretch the word some by quite a degree to borderline nothing. The other 2 are untouched.
Are they in range to punch?
They're right up. They're up against you. The red one at the top tried shoving you. Remember, the blue one has yet to act.
Sorry, I nipped off a little late.
I fucking know.
So top left punch. Bam.
I mean, we have been in combat for 3 hours.
Oh.
That's another 6 for that, so that's 7.
Yeah, my crit. Oh, that's all.
The actor Daniel Craig made his debut as which fictional spy? James Bond. Correct. Rita. In history,
So, which one was this? Sorry.
Top left, the red left.
Nice.
And then punch Daddy, which I assume is the blue one. Bam.
Yeah. So you punch Mom. Now you're punching Dad. Got it.
Now then you're probably going to punch other Mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Punch second Mom.
All of that hits.
Sweet. I would have to. Yes, sorry. Third punch would be flurry of blows.
You don't need to do a key. You don't need to spend a key point to make a punch at all 3.
That would be yes.
Just your bonus action gets you only 1 attack.
Yeah, offhand. No, I've
You've done it. 2 attacks and then offhand. 6. This.
I'm not going to burn a key point. Yeah, and I'm going to fuck off out the way.
That's in the fire.
That's in the fire. There you go.
Am I okay there?
Just pull like a monk wall run or some bullshit.
I
You
mean,
could climb.
he's at the back, so he's got a climb speed. But then again,
The wall. Don't forget how. Hang on. How tall is the wall of fire?
Let's check.
I was not
If
planning on
it's
getting
any more than 8 feet, it's floor. No, sorry, 10 feet. It's floor to ceiling.
It's 20 foot.
Oh, it's
No, I can choose the length,
not the height.
but not the height.
No, it's floor to ceiling.
Yeah, but as I run from where I was to where I am, I shout, "Fuck the firewall off."
You've just been shouted to go. You can go through the wall of water, but you said no. Just turn the fire off instead.
I was having a wee.
So you were advised.
It made its own wall of water.
You could either go through the fire.
But the problem
or
is the
water.
slard is currently blocking that out.
I would have to go through a enemy. Yeah.
Yes, but you've also got your mobile ability and could probably just slide past it.
I don't think that gives you the
Well,
ability
I'm
to
here.
traverse through enemy squares.
Or could he climb on the roof above them and then...
The slard is 8 foot tall in a 10-foot tall cave.
Worked earlier.
Yeah.
It was more of a flip over, and you're just using standard movement and stuff.
And Liam,
Yeah.
you can make the wall up to 60 foot long, 20 feet high, and a foot thick. Up to for each of them.
Oh.
All of the dimensions.
Boomer!
I have enough movement to jump through with my ridiculous movement. Jump diving through a fire wall.
Right.
Fuck it. I go
No,
there.
I don't... Oh.
I run to the... No. Fuck it. I run to there, and then I diving roll through the firewall. What does that do?
Liam? Do you want to...
What does that do?
I was going to say to change the height now. Now I'm doing tax me 24, so I think it's a bit...
You,
for that now.
you should specify when it's cast.
Yeah, I didn't realise. Sorry, I'll remember for next time.
Can you roll the fire? It's a dexterity save.
It is dex, yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20.
Which I believe you're at a level where you have evasion, correct? Which immediately halves it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's got evasion. I don't know if it's got evasion yet.
It's at 7.
Yeah.
I do have evasion, yeah.
I'm going to say the only reason why I know this is because of Engelhart. So do you want to make a dex save? You've already halved it down to 15, but let's see if you can get it down to 7.
No, I think evasion.
Evasion comes.
Get
Evasion
it
comes
at
at
7th
7.
level.
Well,
Nope.
never mind.
Yeah, I'll take 7 damage.
No, 15.
What? Oh, shit. Okay.
It was if you passed, you made it 7.
No. Evade. It's already 7. If he passed, it completely
Yeah, it's
avoided
off
it.
automatically.
Yeah, so it's 15.
How much damage did he do?
30. Well, 29.
29.
Yeah. So 15. Yeah.
It is 15.
And then 5 off that as well, so 10.
Yeah, because of the 10 hit
10
points.
HP.
Yeah.
Boomer.
I'll take that. It's better than where I was.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Okay, I'm in line of sight to fire up the green one.
Well,
then you move.
what are you waiting for? Roll it, man.
Oh god, the green one's still alive.
Yes!
Yes.
Fuck, Liam!
Still alive. I'm focusing on them ones and fly up there and void. I didn't forgot about him.
An 11, unfortunately, he's nowhere near enough.
It's about buddy rise, isn't it? Okay, Burns axe and the candles firing pot shot at disadvantage.
We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, Jamie.
Going on there.
It's not rolled yet.
Let's play the
What's going on with this?
start the clock. Jamie, in
Why?
The last round. That was the last round, Danny. I forgot.
described as taking a what?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I know about one, that's why.
Boomer. There we go. And this was this green again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid. Sorry. He's going to miss, unfortunately.
Never mind.
But as that comes to an end, Hale, right, your turn.
Brilliant. So, I got told to throw some snowballs, I believe. And freeze.
Yep. As long as they go through the water, it freezes the water.
Yeah, so it can be a point that I see within range. So I will cast it right here.
Oh, before I do, I'm going to be the cannon up the wall.
Okay.
So he will also need. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, righty then.
The purple does.
How does a 9 do? Is a 9 not enough?
No.
That is a
I mean,
shame.
My DC is terrible. It's 13, but still. No.
Your DC is 13, and you're complaining about Greytail being low.
Yes. It was a joke, okay? Oh, ignore the 4 text. It's just
Yep.
the 12
And
and
you mean the 12 cold, which
12 cold.
doesn't do as much as you'd expect or hope, but is there, and in doing so freezes the wall of water, which then immediately is in the process of melting.
A little bit on the edge, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's only when it's cantrip. I would like to action surge because I forgot I had it.
Nice.
And I'm gonna wander over around. Oh God, sorry, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Undo. I'm gonna wander over here, just looking through, to kind of get in the way for when. Wait a minute, where are they going to come from?
We're forcing them through the firewall or to waste actions destroying the wall.
Okay, actually, can I undo? Can I undo?
So yeah,
She's just going on an adventure.
So you've done your 5.
I want to go over here, but I'm now under the slabs. I want to be on top of them.
Danny, can you just if you just highlight them, sector box.
I am well aware of how to do it. It's just funny watching Rose flail. Go on.
Thank you. So I'm going to stand there waiting, and then with my action, I will.
Are you not
I'm undoing.
everything?
Yeah, can I get my action surge back? I don't
Oh,
want to just yet.
fuck.
Okay, Danny.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, end of my turn. Actually, I'm going to move the hex over to this one that I'm guessing I can kind of see. Can I kind of?
No, you can't now.
Okay, it's going to move to green because I need it to move somewhere or I lose it. So yes, we can go back.
Also, heroism is now down, by the way. Just a note, but that shouldn't have affected anything there.
I'll take off the temporary hit points. That was really useful.
I wanted to keep them forever, but I figured buying us a round to...
It was but yes, that is the end of my turn. Thank you.
Right. Fluff, what are you doing, babe? Okay. Fine.
Don't kill me.
You all... I'm not going to move the models and tokens the other side of the wall because you guys can't see them. I'm just going to describe what you hear and that's it. You hear a gurgled screech and 2 loud thuds. And it's a different tone. It's deeper and it's more guttural compared to the ones that you've been hearing of these red ones. And you hear these 2 audible doof doof. And then nothing. At least following directly from that of the same audibleness. Dear.
Okay, so Dia's gonna move through people. Just, oh, excuse me. Pardon me. There we go. And then I'm gonna use my tentacle rod on the green boy.
Okay.
Would I get advantage? Because then it'll be. I need to be up close to get the advantage.
You need to be within 5 feet of it yourself. You can't... Yeah, there you go. No, you could.
Yeah, but then he's in Vian's space.
No, Vian's not there.
Yes.
He's here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. That was really weird. It took a second for that to happen.
Really? Was it... What the hell is wrong with Roll20? That's 2 visual issues we've had now. Because Carl couldn't see Deer earlier, and now you saw Vian in the wrong place. Oh, yep.
Second.
Yep.
Then third. Oh, that was nearly a 20.
All 3 hit.
Oh. That's gonna be 3d6. Great damage. And then can I have a dex saving throw? Constitution saving throw, sorry, please?
You certainly may. I hope you don't mind with advantage, though.
No, I don't.
Natural 20.
That'll be a pass.
It's a shame.
I forgot to see what I meant to do first. 60 foot. Can I still see grey?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I am going to do a third level healing word on him as an apology for earlier.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. You take 12. Or you heal your hit point. You don't take 12.
12 more damage die. Great hell die.
You take 12 points of undamage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then that is the end of my turn.
Evan,
Thank you.
this one in front of you has become bloodied after keep constantly healing. It has managed to get to a point where it is sustained damage enough. Now it's bloodied.
I would like to make an attack against it. I have advantage.
You will.
From,
The turret.
yep. So I will make an attempt for the Great Weapon Master. That should be an advantage.
You should.
Apologies. Miss.
It is.
So I will make a
Are you going normal? Okay.
yeah, going normal.
It would have hit. Oh wait, no, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No, it
No,
wouldn't.
it wouldn't.
That's got to be re-rolled? Question mark.
Yep, that's got to be re-rolled. Yeah.
All the 1s and 2s. All the 1s and 2s. Base. 10 points. Nice, 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 nice. That is very, very good.
Yep. I'm getting slightly annoyed about things not working, but oh well.
Is that an in-character thing, or are you on about Roll20?
No, just me. And then I've taken those 2 swings.
I've got to roll a d20.
Should only be the first one, sorry.
Thank you. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Persephone. It's your turn here. Come on.
Locally, locally, wokally. Right.
I will go.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm going to go to there and attack a big boy here.
Okay, I see you. I see you. Stab away. With advantage. Nice. 8 points of damage. Okay. Starting to get pretty damn hurt now. Still got a bit of chugging to go. Yes, Liam, but because none of you can see the other sides of the walls, I've just audibly described.
Yeah, we heard it. I remember now. Sorry. We heard the sound.
Yeah, as and when things change where you can see, I will update the board for you guys.
Yeah. I remember now. Sorry. Just wanted to double check.
But yeah. And just before your turn, Persephone as well, I did neglect to mention. That D20 I rolled. What you all hear is you hear more like a Chitonius gurgle, which is like almost familiar to the Remoraz. You know how they chittered? But mixed with the deep gurgle croak of these. You hear that, so you've now heard like 3 distinct tones coming from these creatures as you was taking your turn.
Danny, you might have forgotten, I don't know, but through that entire round of combat, the Blizzard hasn't gone once.
It did.
Has.
It did. He's
Yeah.
not in the tunnel.
He is.
Season 14.
Oh,
He
okay.
made the noises.
I can't see it. Oh, he's there.
I haven't moved the tokens the other sides of the walls because of...
Because we can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have got...
Just got
I know what they're doing, and I have made sure that like I've kept track of where they are.
Cool.
This
Wanted
one...
to make sure.
Yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine. This one here is going to slap at Deer with his claw
Oh dear.
and accidentally clicked the wrong button. A 22 to hit.
That was it, yeah.
You take 7 points of slashing, and I need a con save.
You sure you don't want to wisdom? That would be nicer for me. That
Ma-
was actually the wrong one.
Actually,
then.
make it
Sorry.
charisma.
I actually rolled the wrong one anyway. Sorry. I did not mean to do that.
Can I have a...
The bolt plus 3.
Okay, that's fine, then we'll just keep it then, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
You still take 7 points.
Yep.
We're gonna go again.
I only do concentration first.
You do.
All stays up.
Hello, Knock. Well, the other one's going to hit, and he's going to deal 7 points again, and I'm going to need the exact same rolls from you, my boy. Exact same rolls.
There we go. Oh no, no, 20 again. Last time this, the wall went down. Oh, thank God.
You have saved, you have saved.
And that was 7 damage again, was it?
7 more, yep.
There we go. Oh.
And it's going to bite at Persephone. It's going to slash you twice and then turn to Persephone and just take a rake with its maw for an 18 to hit.
Yeah.
And you, my boy, you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage as it sinks its fangs into you and rips and tears the leather and makes you bleed your own blood.
Cool. Thank you.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
How dare it?
But a sludge does. Vian, it is your turn.
Is that... I was out of interest. Is that when I was thinking the fire? Or has he moved out of it?
It's moved out.
Okay, so I'm going to double check then.
I would tell you to roll if needed, Liam.
I just want to double check that was all.
Who needs health? Well, Argyle's still out and about in the world somewhere, Adrian, so you're more than welcome to, you know, come and be fucking useful one day.
Oh.
I love
Did
him.
you find out he's actually outside the cave just to get through the firewall?
No, I know. No, don't forget though, I've spoke with Adrian. I know exactly what Argyle's up to because there is a good chance you could bump into him if you end up in the same circles. So I wanted to have a good idea of where he was.
Yeah.
I will say, even though the green one has regenerated some, as you guys have seen before, it is still considerably hurt.
Yeah, Vian's gonna fall back a tiny bit and try to just cook its brain with Mind Sliver.
Nice.
Oh, which, yeah.
You're always welcome back, Adrian. Intelligence saving throw. Oh, that's
I should push the actual roll button, but same thing.
how's a 9?
How's a 10?
Shit.
Points of psychic damage.
Shit. So you know exactly. Again, that's twice now. You've exactly undid all of the regeneration that it's done.
Throw a bonus action away and turn over here.
Nice. Great. You just put out the soot and the cinders and the burns. What are you doing?
I got healed, so I will 5. Jump over Boomer. 10, 15. 16. Yeah, I get to there. 30. I think. And punch green.
Punch green. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Punch 13.
Oh no, that is miss.
Punch 20. Hits.
That will fucking hit.
I need to keep. Okay. Remember the character.
You need to keep fucking it.
Blows.
Okay.
Remember
Okay.
what character I'm playing. So flurry of blows. Punch.
Yeah.
16.
That hits.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 12.
Fails. It's on its arse.
Which will make it advantage this last one.
Yep. Boom. 23.
Oh, it's so close. It is so close. Should you end your turn? Boomer.
Yep.
It's bro. The disadvantage on my attacks against.
Yep.
Okay, I'll get the cannon to go first.
Is it only me or is the mic from Dan weird right now? I'll unplug it and replug it now, just in case, because I know sometimes he has an issue doing that.
You sound okay to me through Discord.
There we go, guys. No, I'd rather just unplug it and replug it and let them sync, because I know sometimes it has issues. Let me know, guys, if it's better.
See if the firebolt does anything better.
Thank you, guys. At 10 will not miss. No, it will miss. It will miss.
Oh, miss.
Oh, damn it.
Boomer, what are you doing?
We can only accept your first answer, unfortunately.
Liam, how about you shut the fuck up? Because if I do that, then you're toasting the party because you had the fire going the wrong way.
Yeah.
I can only accept your first answer. 12, unfortunately, is a miss as well.
Yeah, it's nothing else.
It is a shame.
Other that, how far does the wall go up to anyway?
The ceiling.
Cannon's partly on the wall 5, but at least how more would it just to get to the ceiling?
Another 5.
Cannon be on the ceiling then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh, what a feeling when my turret's on the ceiling. As we move round to Hailra.
I can't see anything through the wall.
Nope, you've got the roaring inferno to the left and the sheer opaque frozen waters on the right. And mist right in the middle with you. Unfortunately,
I'm
Adrian,
just gonna...
they've done a lot. It's been a lot in all different. They've got lots of fingers in lots of pies. So the problem is they haven't hit many milestones. I don't think they've leveled up too much. You guys are level 8 at the minute, aren't you?
Mhm.
Yep.
But the thing is, they're on the cusps of so many milestones. In theory, if they play the cards right, they could like level like 3 sessions in a row. Like there's specific milestones they've got to hit, and a con save for my boy.
Yeah, ignore the 6. It's just 9 damage.
That is a success.
So, frustrated, I will go 5. Oh god, no! Stop moving me all over the screen! Jesus Christ, I didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna go, so 5, 10, and then I will hit with a bonus action, which I can do as an Eldritch. I can. I can show you if need be. More magic.
I believe you.
So
15 is gonna do it.
and then it does 15 points damage.
Which is a sizable coup de grace, as you just flip the blade and just twist, pull, and all the slot on your side of the field at the moment are lifeless.
Brilliant, and then I will move back to my sentry point.
Yeah. No, it is what it is, Adrian. Like I said, they're on the cusp of like 4 plot point level ups. It's just I'm waiting for them to hit specific points of it to give, and yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, there's going to come a point where they're going to go level up next session, level up, and you know what I mean? It's one of them. It's the one funny thing about milestones, but I like it. The blue slot, he's going to do things. These things are unseen to your party members.
Oh yes, doing things. That's what he does. He does things.
Things are being done. You hear audibly 2 loud explosions coming from outside. Just like and that's it as we move to Dia. Yeah, it is what it is, Adrian, because like I said, with stories, when it's like when I've got the story written, well, the thing is, it's each storyline, Adrian, what it is, I've got specific points in mind that, like, oh, once bandit leader's dead, level up. Once this is done, level up. And them yet to hit specific ones, that's all. It's just how it is. I can talk to you more about it when you want, Adrian. But go on, Liam, what is your question, my dude?
If I ask a party question, can I answer immediately?
If it's yes and no's, yes, very quickly, but nothing more than that.
So I drop the wall of fire.
I've got another question, guys. That how far up is this ice block?
The ceiling.
Is it up to the ceiling?
We basically trapped ourselves in here, so it's safe at the moment. Okay. So action then.
Yeah, the slot had you trapped in, but you decided no, we want to trap ourselves in.
I'm gonna say no to the wall being dropped.
I would say with the 2 no's I've got.
Mine would be a yes, actually. That's just because we don't know what they're doing the other side of it, and that concerns me.
Okay, I've heard 2 no's and a yes. Anybody else going to quickly?
No, I will say no. Keep the wall up.
I'll say yes. Go there.
So I hear 3 no's and 2 yeses. So dear, we'll keep the wall
No,
up.
it's 3 yeses and 3 no's.
Hey, oh God, no!
No.
You're making dear choose something.
Yes, dear. Are you keeping the wall up or dropping it?
Your choice.
Oh. What
Take
did dear
one.
have to do this?
Flip a coin.
I will drop it. So,
Okay.
And
Such a hesitant.
here comes the we're fucked.
Yeah.
We're gonna be fucked anyway.
they're gone.
Brings it all over again. Okay.
And as
Let him
the
make the decision.
and,
Let
a-
him.
and as the wall vanishes, you see a very defined and clear blood trail from the one that was wounded, but all three of them are gone.
All three were wounded.
Oh yeah, you're right. But the one was wounded considerably more.
Punch.
But yeah, dear, you drop the concentration, and the coast for now seems to be clear.
Okay. Then that would just be a free action to do that. Would it be a bonus action?
Yeah.
or-
No.
Dropping concentration is instantaneous and it's free.
And you can do it whenever.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for your turn to do that neither.
I will do my symbiotic entity just while I have a chance to now.
Mm.
That'll be my action. And then I will not using the bonus action.
Okay.
No,
I'm going to suspend initiative, given the lack of combatants currently.
Can I, if it's okay with you, Danny, I just want to do something just so that I can keep it just in case. I'm going to move Hex over this deer, just because it's funny.
Aw.
So
Well, no,
Hex on D.
as you drop the wall of fire, Liam, you feel the warmth leave and the normal temperatures resume. Then you feel the temperature drop even more, and you feel these tethers binding you to Hailra as you're baned.
Just little question before this has happened. Why did you move Hex?
You don't know that.
because if I don't move it, I lose it.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't lose Hex by having it not target someone.
Well, you did.
Can you still target corpse?
No. Once it's dead, it's gone. But you don't lose it to have it floating.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want it on somebody who's likely to drop to 0, though, you could just put it on Evan.
Yeah. You don't actually. Hex is not. It must be on someone or you lose it.
I thought it was because of the way that it's worded.
Nope.
Send it over. It's because
Fair
of
enough.
if the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use bonus action.
So it's concerned to move it, but it doesn't say it has to.
Yeah, it can stay on
do that
a
then.
dead target. And, yeah. Fair dues.
I cast Hex on Deer.
I'm going to do it cannon.
And you.
Up in the entrance just to keep an eye out.
Yeah. Scouting, looking through entrance.
Make a perception check. You see the blood trail, like as you guys come up and turned right into the cave, so looking out and to the left is where you came from. When you can see the path down to the forest, looking right is further ahead. You can see the blood trail that comes out and to the right, and you can see like large pools of blood where like it presumably stopped for a moment and then carried on. And it's a trail enough that could possibly be followed if you wanted to.
I say we follow the trail. It will lead us to the portal.
What you see further down, probably like 70, 80 foot maybe, a little more, you see the humped over red mound of what looks similar to a slod, but you're unsure. Can't see any more than that from a
Yes,
detail.
I've just got up close and personal with multiple.
It's only one, you see, and whether it's a slod or something else, but from this distance it looks like one.
I will stealth out. Also perception.
Okay, before you roll, what is everyone else doing? Because I'll get a quick what everyone else is doing, Matt, before I get you to roll. Just in case anyone wants to help, enhance, come with, give them the chance.
What I'll
Yeah,
do is
I'm going to go with, but not actually go to poke the thing. I'm going to go to the opposite side and send sentry, if that makes sense.
So you'll
go with him.
Not.
I will go to. I was gonna.
So Hale, you're going to go look at the way you came from.
Yes.
I'll go with Greytail.
Okay.
I will use the grey 2 in case something comes out to if he hits on us.
Okay, well, can those that are going, if you wish to be quiet and stealthy, can you roll stealth?
Sneak.
Oh, Jesus, Greytail, come on.
All over. Leave me alone.
Average is out at about a 13, 12, 13.
Thank God for me.
Yeah, because I just add them together, divide by 3. It comes out at a 34, 43. Yeah, it's about a 12 point, 13 point something.
Yeah, I trip up and Persephone just goes on without me.
Yes, please. I don't want him near me. Making noise.
But no, all 3 of you make your way up to this slab carefully, quietly. Trip.
I'll have my trident in my hand ready just in case. Of course.
And you see, it looks like it's hit the ground running, like it was running, and it's kind of hit and like slumped over and like all folded up onto itself, and you can kind of see its back has been blown out.
That's why you gotta listen with the knees.
So this is not one. Is this one that we were fighting?
It looks like it's red.
So it's a red, but would we recognise whether it was one we just encountered?
Make a perception or investigation. It depends whether you want to get handsy with it. DC depending.
Depends on my stats. Perception. Perception's better. Fuck's sake.
You are unsure. It could be, could not be. You don't know.
It's a red frog, as far as I'm
It's a red frog about 80 foot away that is clearly dead with half of its back blown out.
What about the blood trail?
The blood trail seems to carry on. This looks like a different one.
Right.
The blood trail seems to be one from the one that was Moore's.
Moment. We heard thuds, or did we hear explosions?
When the wall went up, at first you heard 2 loud dush dush. Then, not long after, you heard the growl in the same turn. Then, not long after that, you heard a different gurgle, chitter. Then, after that, you heard 2 explosions.
We heard dush dush. Would we feel them through the ground?
No.
Were they thuds?
It wasn't a big enough of an explosion to create like shockwaves or anything like that.
Okay. It was a thud thud, then boom boom.
Yeah, thud thud, as if like something punching, slapping, thudding nearby, along with a screech. Then you heard a different screech. You heard because like you heard the red ones. Then this one was different, so you assumed it was the blue. Then you heard a different one on top of that was more chitterous. Following that, you then heard 2 explosions.
Can I look towards the like further up the? Because we were slightly in a canyon, weren't we? We got a little bit on either side of us. Given we've got
Slightly, yeah. This is more of like it's not terribly so, but it's like slightly valley-ish, yeah.
Then I look higher up along the thing and see if I can't spot anything either on the walls or in the sky.
Go for it. Make a perception check.
I assist him because I'm outside.
You're watching. You're keeping sentry.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
You're not looking.
Which I will get you to make a perception check in a moment for that.
Yeah,
You don't see anything, unfortunately. Because at the minute you're looking up and it's kind of you only see like silhouettes because like light on, it's in your face sort of thing. It looks like you could probably climb up there if you do want to go snooping around, but it doesn't seem like there's anything of value up there to see.
Okay, can can I see if there's any different footprints? Unlike the ones from the Slard or from us.
That would on the valley floor.
Yeah.
Investigation check, and Hailra, can I get a perception check? The problem is, there's not enough dust or dirt. It's mostly stone. That tracking in that sort of sense is very difficult, and you're not used to it enough to do it. Hera keeps very good watch on the path you came from, and it seems clear. You don't see any blood trails going in that direction, with the exception of the ones going the opposite way. So it seems at least 2 Slard, the dead one, and the one that's still bleeding, left in that direction.
2 left in that direction.
At least. Because you've got the dead one, which was obviously going in that direction because that's the way it's facing when it died. And you've got the one that's left the blood trail from the entrance of your cave past the dead one and further down. The third one you don't know.
Okay, I'm going to walk over to the downed one then.
Mm-hmm. Which is currently being eyed over from a couple feet from the 3 of them. And you can...
Glaive.
And again, yeah, go on.
Take the glaive off with the head.
Take a few swings, but easy enough to do. It's very thick and bulky around the neck and shoulder area, so you can do it. It'll take 2 swings, maybe. Yeah, you've got that.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see its entire back is being flayed open from some sort of nasty wound.
I kind of just pivot it to its front. Do I see any kind of holes or anything in its front?
Fluff, what are you doing? You do see, like, the top of a pepper pot. You do see a number of holes in its chest. Like the top of a pepper salt and salt shaker. You see a dozen or so, maybe more.
Our guardian spy helped us out.
Why would she do that?
Because probably not wanting us dead.
If she's supposed to observe, why would she intervene?
Probably because they don't want us dead.
Why
She's
would
just
they
trying to
not
kiss up
want
to me.
us dead?
Either that or she doesn't want us dead, because it's also, if she's being paid to observe us and then we go die, she stops getting paid.
Yeah, okay, that one makes sense. Yeah.
Either that or somebody else walking around with a gun decides to start shooting. And I'm guessing whatever loud chittering thing is what has allowed her to fly after us pretty damn quick.
If not, it could also be that they don't want us dead because they want to kill us. You know.
If they want us dead, us dying by accident is just going to be better for them.
Not really. Sometimes there's a certain kind of honor in, getting the kill.
No.
Yeah, no, that's type of fool.
No, dead is dead.
While the party's having this conversation, Dan attempts to use a mix of prestidigitation and shape water to just clean off the party of the slot goo. Like, just under their arms, like, sneaking around behind them, like, not stealthily, just kind of, like, trying to not be in the way.
I will feel it, and I look at you and, oh my god, thank you, and I put my arms in whatever water you're shaping.
Yeah, she's just, like, got a little orb that she's just kind of floating around.
Interesting. Okay. Good to know. And
She's making
I will
unsticky.
No, I will point out that the smell and the stench of these corpses, it isn't like rotten flesh, but it's got a very distinct and very odd smell to it. And it's on all of you because of the blood. And this smell is extremely off-putting. Yeah, it's very pungent. I was gonna say it's got like a weird smell of it, and it's got like this weird, slightly off protein type smell to it, and it's very, very weird. And washing yourselves, well, Vian washing you guys, does clean it to a point where you guys don't smell of it. The bodies in the cave entirely does.
Alright. So how is everyone doing after that fight?
Not bad. Thank you, dear, for the magic words, whatever you did.
Okay.
It made me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much good.
Oh, well, you can see me, I'm battered.
Oh.
Unless we plan to immediately give chase, we might want to at least catch our breath. But I'm not sure how time sensitive chasing that would be.
A bit of meditation would be nice.
Minor rest maybe, but we can't rest on it for too long because then something else may come back.
Yeah, the longer we wait, the more stuff might come through these portals.
Exactly.
I could probably carry on. I just...
Yes. So I am good for either going forward or resting. It cannot be an all-nighter, I don't think.
No, we will not be able to do an all-nighter. We might as well just, given the fact that it's also like a little bit after, like close to mid-morning, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Also, if the one who took the most hits, as in Greytail, is okay to continue, I say we continue.
Yeah. Let's go.
And now I know what we're fighting with, and we won't be in a cave and blocked by firewalls. I will be a lot better.
That plan would have worked if you did, if that
Box
creature
hackers.
was locked away.
It would have, yes, if we weren't contained in a fucking cave.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but if
believe the idea was he was trying to seal the cave with the flames.
And I was outside that fucking cave.
no,
Sorry,
I was trying
no.
to make him come through the flames to us. But
Dear, I'm sorry, I'm just a little annoyed because I was outside the cave. It was a very good idea, just not for me.
Or who decided to go out the cave in the first place?
He's just said that. Let's not start.
Yes, I understand. I'm annoyed, and I'll jab him in the ribs later.
Well, you
Just
His jab is coming your way now for that.
Let's be honest.
don't get me cast
We're all
mate.
okay.
I.
So it's
You.
his job. Maybe we should
We're good.
continue.
Yes.
let's
Let's
carry
continue.
on. Yeah.
Yes. So we carry on.
Okay,
I wait.
listen,
I wait 10 seconds, and then I kick Boomer up the arse.
Oh.
I'll react. Made hands. He's gonna give you a slap.
I'm gonna pick them all up and hit both of you if you try.
I'm gonna move away from the two of
Too
them.
late. I boot Boomer up the arse. I get a slap in the face, and then there's them all coming at one of us.
Yeah.
As you're all fanning about outside the cave,
Yeah, we heard the noise. We heard the noise, Danny. But then they decided.
I know, I'm aware, I'm just reaffirming it for those that didn't.
Oh shit.
Coming from the ridges above you, you heard the gurgles of more. How many? You don't know. It seems that the smell is attracting them. The smell which Vian very, very unintentionally smart cleaned off you guys.
Let us continue and stop being stupid. Yes.
Yes.
Go.
You want to
I'll
So
pick up the cannon.
direction? Oh, fearless leader.
You all...
Right, I'm just gonna walk towards where the
Yeah,
circle
that's the
is.
thing.
You
Yeah,
go.
we're walking. That's the main
after
thing.
the
Is
blood
just,
trail.
yes, following the blood trail.
Okay, it's not a terrible DC, but can I have someone make a perception check just to follow it?
idea will follow the blood.
Stu, do you want a drink?
What I'll do, I'll get the
I was just
owl
making sure
out
there's no
and
sugar.
scatter head.
Okay, problem solved. Good job.
No sugar.
Carrying on. Persephone did it.
I didn't know it was yours.
Oh.
Why have you got to have no sugar then?
Why is that?
Because why have it when I can't?
Because everybody suddenly had a streak of independence and decided to not be a party after they got to the fight.
He's feeling like a big young boy now because he's got the firewall and he was a good one.
Yeah, okay. Carrying on, you follow the blood trail and you watch as it half climbs up onto the valley wall slightly and carries on, as if like it stopped being on the floor and then started going up on the left side wall and following. And you follow this trail round, you follow this run round, as Ludmire Path takes you up still. This is still all on an incline, and then wraps around to the left, wrapping around the mountain towards the peak, and abruptly opens up. Where you were in a valley, it opens up into a large, like almost like the basin of at the top of a volcano, where there's like it's like walls around you, like
Caldera.
a what?
Caldera.
Oh.
The sort of roof of you know, the bit of the volcano where it dips down. That's a caldera.
I have never heard of that, but that's interesting to know. The more you know.
I had another campaign. We had a big fight in a volcano. It got said about 50 times, and it stuck with me. D&D, you learn stuff.
And you can see large cavernous entry points at different points, but in the centre, as you guys start in the bottom left,
Okay.
Yeah, they've left you.
you can see the bowl-like areas around you with cave entrances in multiple directions, and in the centre, with energies just slowly pulling it in like a very, very slow whirlpool. This, like almost like a fabric tear in the middle of the air, and inside you can see a mishmash of goings on. Trees, land, stone, morphing and changing and reanimating around you. And you can see entities in there. Unknown size, colour, shape, truly.
And the blood trail led us the entire way.
The blood trail, I'll just quickly freehand it, leads like that.
Okay.
Into one of the caves.
Okay, and we saw a big wavy doodle like this, yeah?
Yeah, that. Yeah, exactly that.
Big wavy fabric thing that we can see through.
Into, not through.
So a portal-like entity thing.
One could describe it as such.
What are we dealing with, the portal or the cave first?
We came here for a portal.
I would say we should probably prevent any more from coming through, and then we can deal with that.
Okay.
So it would probably be a good idea just if someone were to quickly have a look inside there to see what reinforcements are going to start coming.
On it.
See, we'll count it,
No offense, Persephone, but I'm quicker than you.
I will point out as another thing I will point out, and it was still able to be tracked because of the high perception rolls, but the blood trail has significantly slowed, and to a point, enough stopped, as the wounds obviously of this creature have healed up entirely.
Yay. So yeah, quick conversation with Persephone. Yeah, no offense, but I can run in, run back out.
Go for it.
No,
You've,
yeah.
you've moved, or are you going without me?
No, I'm standing here with my crossbow out, ready to shoot anything that comes out for you.
Alright, so you're taking cover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
going to cover behind. How big are these shrubs, Danny?
Like a foot tall.
Okay, so I'll stand there in this bush then. It looks a bit bigger.
Yeah, it comes about halfway up your shin.
And I'll kneel down so I'm trying to be hide as much as possible.
Yeah, like it barely covers any of you, but yeah, you kneel in it. Think like an overgrown dandelion almost. It's pretty fucking pathetic.
If we're doing it,
Just need to get a bush of honey punch.
Okay, if they're sneaking up, may I just fog cloud to help obscure their approach?
I would give that, yeah.
Like I see Persephone going for the bush, and I'm just like, here, I'll just like here.
I haven't decided.
I'll hide behind that one.
Just be careful in the glass, Joe.
Well, then if we're doing this in turns, but I can get to there and then get to there by dashing. But if we're not in turns, I can just.
Can I get insights from everybody?
Where do you want me? Do I have to run first?
Well, I want you in the dice log rolling an insight.
What did they do?
Okay. Greytail and Deer, you two notice specifically as you stand outside this portal and have approached, in the backs of your minds, you know when someone sends you like a message spell or something and you hear it in your head, and you normally feel that sense of a connection as something's like, you know, the line's been picked up and they're about to speak, or to something like that, or the line's just there and connected. As you approach and you're in the vicinity, you two are the ones to notice. You feel connections. Like as if a message spell's about to be given to you, but nothing comes. But you don't just feel one. You feel about a dozen connections. As like things are mentally connected in this area, but not speaking.
Something's wrong,
Yeah.
and I will look at Evan for magical guidance.
Yes, Evan, explain magic to us.
Message, not message. In my mind, Evan's the only magical one here.
If anyone wants to try and think on
No
what
offense.
the possibility can be, you are more than welcome to roll an Arcana check.
Damn right.
I would say there's been ample enough description where a roll could be made.
Is it similar in nature to Vianne's connections?
Redescribe your connections you're referring to.
Where she can pop into one person's mind to two-way communicate telepathically.
One could say it's telepathic-esque.
Like, would she at least recognize vague familiarity enough to know that it's
It's
with the description?
It seems like telepathic communications, yeah? One could describe it as such.
I was just leaning on whether or not she'd think to roll on it.
I would say once it's described to you, you're like, wait, well, I can do shit like that. Like, where you open links with people and could speak, but you don't necessarily have to. Yeah,
It's
no.
not going to be a good one, I just... Yeah?
No, it could be.
Well, no way.
And it's probably...
Five.
It's one of the most logical explanations, as a couple of you, Evan, Dear, come to the conclusion that, well, usually like communication spells like message, sending, telepathy.
There's a lot of messages coming in, but nothing's actually being sent.
Yeah, at the description, she still doesn't fully get it, and she's going to just establish a link with Great Tail and just kind of echo in his head like this. Is it one of these?
Can I forward that message to what I'm receiving?
As in, you take Vianne's message and push it through what you've got.
Yeah, I can I
Like the old operator.
Because I was picking up this garbled whatever psychic messaging, and now
Okay.
Vianne's established a link. Can I knit them together? Like, okay, you.
Well,
Yeah, you have this.
without feeling a change in the connections or anything like that, you will hear an orchestral echo of gurgles and grunts and chitters in your minds, all of you. Seemingly from all directions, but it's because it's in your head. You have no idea of where. Just noise.
Go on a moment.
Yeah, 7.
I need to.
Oh, this is the Penelope hive mind coming to TPKS.
Possibly. 1 second.
Blue, what's this blue
How
square
is?
at the moment?
Okay. Is this kind of magic affecting us? Well, is this what is affecting us? Divination in style?
I don't think it is. No. It shouldn't be.
Check for magic.
It doesn't state, that's the problem.
I'm going. The closest it can be is I was going off of Rary's telepathic bond, which is you can group a load of people together in telepathy, and that is a divination.
But, well, it's technically not a spell, though. It's more of an ability.
I assumed it was a hive mind of the, like, spider
It,
swarm.
it's an ability, not necessarily a spell. And even if it was, I don't think it should be or would be. I get what you're going to get at because of the necklaces, aren't you, Michael?
Yes.
I figured that's what you're getting at. And no, because it's an ability less than a spell. You see, you're okay.
It's not magic. It's innate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ring of Mind Shielding would have prevented it. I don't think the necklaces would have prevented it.
Adrian says choose violence.
I mean, we're pretty sure
Too
we're
right.
right. Just continue your quick scout, find out what's in there, and then we can just deal with that.
Boom. I'm over there. What do I say?
Do you have any form of dark vision? Just as a question.
Yes, Tabaxis have dark.
Can you make a perception check?
Okay. In the meantime, whilst that's going on,
Yep.
mentally sing as loud as you can. Boomer, if you want, do the same.
I will sing a song in my head.
And just so you know, you don't hear each other.
Yeah.
Just as a thought.
Yeah, I know. I'm just taking their entire mental connection and just throwing two people badly singing in their head.
Oh yeah.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Oh god.
The two of them.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, but dear, what if they combined a beam and an ice golem? Imagine
Beam,
that.
Ice beam golem.
Okay. What do we see?
Greytail. You see the very few and faint last drops of blood enter the cave. And as you approach, I'm assuming you don't go in the cave, you stand right on the very fucking edge.
I'm at the mouth. Yeah.
You make a careful look in, and as your eyes adjust from the light, and you start seeing vague like shapes of the walls and stuff in black and white as the colour fades, and you can just start making out shapes. You see about 5 or 6 points of light, little orbs looking back at you as you see eyes. And you see them, so some of them fade and come back as eyes open and shut as they blink.
Hello.
They don't move. They are
I'd say
just
that in character.
coldly staring at you. As you
They
as you gingerly say,
roll-
they're big, familiar.
So this is like
Familiar.
animal eyes reflecting light back out.
They are very familiar to you, Greytail. As you mouth,
Greytail was a slut all
as
along.
you mouth, hello.
Yeah, I thought like that all the time.
As you hear that in response, two of them, left and right, move 2 steps forward, and the middle one, 2 steps forward. A couple more. You see a couple more behind,
By the way.
as 2 or 3 more little beads of light. It's pretty bad. You take a step back. They're very slowly approaching.
Any more information on form?
Big,
I think it's the spots.
wide, hungry.
Is it more?
At what point do they class into visible shape, Danny?
He can see the outlines of them, and they are very similar, very familiar. They even croaked in the same familiarity.
Yeah, Bard, great.
Okay.
Can I see them from here?
No, but you can hear them.
You can see fuck all from there.
He's great.
So I
Away.
back up 5 feet more. Shout back.
Well, as you do this,
Frog people.
you just watch as a hand gently reaches through, and you can see the green leathery skin and a small bead of red light.
Okay, I just tell Grey just to run back to us quickly.
I
No,
jump behind whatever
no,
cover
you
I
will
can
wait
have.
one moment,
And
because
it doesn't matter because absolutely nobody on our side can see what Grey is doing.
nope. As this small bead of light, this red light from the palm just straight at your core and erupts behind you in a fireball.
Yeah, I was thinking fireball.
Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
I can. I have evasion.
You do.
Half anyway.
Yeah, it's half or none.
Which is a dexterity.
Dexterity, please. Yeah.
Bam. And it's half and nothing. On it.
That is nothing. Yeah.
I believe, Michael. Confirmation.
No, it is. It's nothing.
That is it. It is nothing. Yeah.
As
Yeah,
stepping,
so I duck under some rocks.
yeah, as you
Fuck all.
make a dive like this way out the way as the fireball here went off. As you see stepping through this, as it reaches back and just unleashes this high-pitched scream that almost shakes you, and hurts your ears really fucking bad. And you start hearing the loud as things start running at you.
Was that the things that we saw that Grace with the hand of?
Yeah. Green
Oh,
leathery
okay.
hand as this
No, okay,
green
sorry.
slad steps out.
No, I thought it was coming through the portal, that's why I could have told Grace to come back. So
No, the cave!
Okay, no, that makes a lot more sense now. I can't see. Okay.
Yeah. I was at the cave.
And we're going to pick that up next week.
All right, next week. I'm excited. Let's go, Danny.
Yeah.
Next week.
Sorry, Michael.
Danny said next week. Don't.
Yeah, we'll just
I am
cancel
not
Michael's
running-
session.
I'm not running and playing at the same time.
And I am not playing and running at the same time. But yeah, as you have found the portal, and Greytail, thanks to evasion, has managed to dodge the in its entirety. A fireball.
So I do not want to get hit by a fucking fireball.
Again, do I have to say again when you say that now?
Again. Ever. Never. How many adjectives do I need to add?
If I had a nickel for every time I got hit by a fireball
Yeah,
today,
sure.
it would be 2 nickels, which is kind of shitty.
No. The amount of times he's been hit by a fireball today is none.
Yeah. Firewall, however, that is a different story.
Yeah.
But I think everyone are sticky sluds and they need to lick things. Yes, all of them need. I think we're going to say goodbye to you all though, because yeah, our next session is in 2 weeks, which is on the 5th of February. 2 days before my birthday, by the way.
Already?
Yeah. I'm on the 7th. So yeah,
We'll make sure to try and not die.
please. That would be a very good idea.
Yeah, I am not dying just to give you a birthday present.
Aww. Shit. But I am gonna let these people here go. I'm gonna thank you all. Like I said, 5th is the next one. Next stream is tomorrow. And I'll be playing some more Control. We'll be finishing that off. That'll be good fun. And if you're watching on...
Looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah, I am as well. It's a good game. And
It
if...
gets weird from that point, by the way.
Yeah.
moving on.
Shut up, Ashley. I'm saying bye to these people, not you. You're staying here.
Alright.
But no, if you're on YouTube's, hello. And I will see you all tomorrow. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Be.